with Dan Day.
Summertime and the living is easy. Couple things you can guarantee on an August 1st every single year. Number one, it's going to be hotter than a fox in a forest fire if you're living here in the northern hemisphere. Also, NFL pro camps, they are in session. They are getting going. College camps, about to get ready. Of course, we got the Dolphins in camp. They're going to get going tomorrow, open to the public. The Hurricanes will start on Tuesday. Our Joe Rose show will be out there. And one more thing, you can almost guarantee every single year when August 1st hits the calendar, the Mets going to Met. That is right. The Miami Marlins up at now City Park, not Shea Stadium, with Queens, playing the Mets today. Took them down yesterday in a big win for the Marlins as they continue to fight for a wild card spot. Now, my cousin Vladimir Lewis, I am Dan Day, joins me. Vlad is from Brooklyn. Can you tell us what the borough of Queens is like? I've never been to Queens. Kind of give us some insight for those of us that have never been to Queens, or maybe somebody's right now listening to us on their iPhone, or listening to us on the Odyssey app, or listening to us on YouTube or Twitch, 1043 WQAM. Maybe they're headed to the game. First Mets game ever. They're following the Marlins. They're hitting the road. Really, really good fans, obviously, because if you're making a road trip to go watch the Marlins and the Mets at this point of the season, you're a really hardcore fan, but we're hoping that they win. They're going to be right here on WQAM coming up at 3:30. We'll lead you into that. Vlad, what is your experience with the borough illustriously known as Queens? I'm excited to hear this. Oh, so it's a rich borough.
Queens got the money.
I did not know it was a rich borough.
No, they just get money. That's all it is. Just like every other borough. And they're upset. Most of them are Jets and Mets fans.
Okay.
So they were happy. They were happy when the Knicks won, and now they're upset and frustrated because the Mets spend a lot of money every year.
Oh.
They expect to win and contend for a World Series title, and they never do it. They always fall short, and they're probably upset. They probably want the Jets and Giants season to start right now. So it's it's bad. And the trade deadline is Monday, so they're probably going to get rid of certain players. So this might be the last time we see Francisco Lindor in a Mets uniform. Also might be the last time we see Aldo Lopez in a Marlins uniform as well. But this is a weird series in the fact that one team had so much expectations going into the season, and another team had some expectations, not major like the Mets did, but the Marlins had some expectations. Didn't start off well, had an unbelievable month of June, came after the All-Star break, and they haven't played well. And now they're in a nasty situation of sell or buy.
You bring up a really good point, Vlad, that I didn't even think about. This Marlins-Mets series, to the naked eye, looks like, okay, it's an interdivision rivalry. It should be cool. This is a very, very big series for the Marlins, if you think about it. Because if they go out and win these next, let's say, 2 games, because they won last night, they may be less apt to sell at the trade deadline.
No,
Monday,
they selling.
6 p.m.
They selling.
But if you see this upward trend, they might say, okay, you know what? We're back on track. We kind of got what we want. We like what we like. But if they lose these next 2 games, they might be like, what are we doing here? If we get a good deal, we can get out of here. So these next couple of games could be bigger than initially thought. So I'm watching. I'm cheering for the Marlins because I don't want to lose Aldo Lopez. I don't want to lose anybody on this team. Maybe Pete Fairbanks. No, I'm joking. Pete Fairbanks is fine, although we're spending a lot of money on him to be closer, and he's been okay this year. Nonetheless, very interesting, the dynamic of these next couple of games. So Marlins, just go out there and win the next 2 games. You'll be on a 3-game winning streak. You'll have won 6 of the past 7, and that 12-game losing streak will be in your rearview mirror as the trade deadline looms on Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Whew, man. Get ready. This game's going to be more important than I thought today at 4:10 right here on WQAM. Jansen Junk did his thing last night, too. Don't think I didn't notice that.
Of course you do. You always notice when Jensen does his junk.
I was watching. I thought Kyle Stowers screwed him a little bit because Kyle Stowers had an error in the field, cost him a unearned run. But then Kyle Stowers in the next half inning hit a bomb and said, I got your back. That's what good teammates do. That's what they do. Let's get to some headlines real quick because we got to dive into a lot of good stuff today with Dolphins, with Hurricanes, also the Miami Heat. Interesting situation going on with them. We'll talk all about it and so much more. The Dolphins have had perfect attendance through the first 3 days of practice. You're saying,
what's this? First day of school? First week of school?
You say, what's the big deal? First 3 days of perfect attendance? They haven't had that in like
They better
7
be
years.
perfect attendance.
New regime. Now everybody shows up.
It's not like anybody's in a contract dispute.
Nope. They got everybody.
Right, everybody's in.
Their house is in order. Well, Vlad, it's been years since we had not perfect attendance. We've had some people say it doesn't matter. It does matter. The little things do matter.
Wait, McDaniel's first year, there was perfect attendance.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you would have to do the research, but every time there's a new regime, unless somebody's looking for a contract, there's usually perfect attendance.
People on time, people perfect attendance, showing up on time. They asked Jeff Hafley.
People going to be late, bro.
They asked Jeff Hafley, how do you feel about people showing up on time? He goes, that is what you're supposed to do. He's befuddled that people would possibly show up late. But yeah, of course. I mean, people have traffic. People have families. There's unforeseen circumstances. And
also, it's who's showing up late. Here's the thing. It's kind of hard to tell. It would mean something, but that's not in your backbone, if you don't have that type of, authority, it'd be easy. Put it this way, Jalen Ramsey and Tyreek Hill is not doing this at the time when they were Dolphins if the coach was Mike Tomlin.
Exactly.
Right? They only do it. They know who they can get away with it. And unfortunately, Mike McDaniel can't do anything because those are your best players. And they make the big money. So now with Hafley, there's no big money.
There's no big egos.
I mean, Achan is it, but Achan already knew he's the whole effing offense.
But Achan's not big money. He's just big money compared to everybody else on the team.
But yeah, and Malik, he brought Malik in. So they brought Malik in.
Everybody's hungry, man. That's one thing we're getting from these practices is that these guys are hungry.
Well, because everybody's hungry. Of course they're hungry. They've been starving. Malik Willis has been waiting a long time to get this opportunity.
The only people that have really proven anything in this league on this team would be the guys that are the pillars of the team, Devon Achan, and he's still young.
Holdovers of the previous regime.
Aaron Brewer,
Zach Sealer, Aaron Brewer, Patrick Paul,
Jordan Brooks.
I said Achan. You said Achan already, right?
Yep. Those are the three pillars. And then yes, you got Zach Sealer, and I would also throw in there the other middle linebacker, Cam. His name's escaping me. I haven't slept in 3 days.
Jesus, bro, what's wrong with you?
It's called work, bro.
I know.
Somebody help me out. Everybody corrects me when I'm wrong. Who is the middle linebacker besides Jordan Brooks? Nobody?
I mean, you could have just typed in Dolphins linebackers. They would have told you.
I know, but I was hoping someone would be participating in the show.
No, well, I mean, that's why you're on the air.
Oh, my goodness. Thanks, Vlad.
Tyrell Dotson.
I don't know where Cameron.
I was like, where you said Cameron?
No wonder I'm throwing everybody off. Tyrell Dotson. Man, I was off on that. I was talking about Cam Scadaboo before we got on the air, and I think that just stuck in my mind. Tyrell Dotson's actually proved a lot in the NFL. So, but seriously, that we can name off on one hand the 5 guys on the team that have any skin in the game, really, that's interesting. So, yeah, I think people are going to be hungry. People are going to be working hard, and people are going to be doing things. Also, Cameron Good. No, he hasn't proven that much. Nonetheless, so we're going to get some sound from the Dolphins camp in just a little bit. Inter Miami officially introduced Brazilian midfielder Casemiro Thursday at new stadium. He says Messi is the god of football, and he joined the team to help him win more trophies. Inter Miami hosts the Columbus Crew tonight at 7:30.
When's Messi coming back?
Could be back tonight.
Really?
He joined camp on Wednesday, just 10 days off from the World Cup. So he's been in camp. They don't know if he's going to play tonight, but I guarantee if he does play tonight, he plays all 90 minutes because that's the way Messi does things.
No, he's not. Don't say that. Don't lie to the folks.
He played every minute of the World Cup.
No, he did not.
When did they sub him out?
Third game.
Third game?
Yeah, in the group stage.
Oh, yeah, he didn't start the third game.
Yeah, okay. So stop it.
Other than that, he played every single minute.
Jeez.
Should have been suspended for a game, but, we're not going to get into that. Spikes up.
He might, if he plays today, he's probably playing second half.
I'm going to say he plays all 90 minutes.
Well, don't lie to the people.
Well,
if he does play, he's playing second half.
Talking about coaches and, assorting their authority, you think Guillermo Hoyos goes up to him and says, "You're not playing today"? And Messi goes,
he just
okay.
tells him, if you're going to play, if I want to play, I'm only playing a half. What are you talking about? Stop it. Stop.
What? What am I stopping? Go ahead. Tell me what to stop. What am I stopping?
Like the coach is going to tell this player that
No.
he can't play. Come on.
You ain't going to tell Messi nothing. Messi goes in there and goes, I'm playing today.
If you're going to the game and you like to see him play, then do that. But don't lie to the folks and be like, oh, if he's going to play, he's going to play 90. That's a long 37-year-old man who played a lot of minutes in a grueling competition. He's still going to have I still think he doesn't play till next week.
39-year-old man, to be honest with you.
Oh, is he 39?
He turned 39 during the World Cup.
I took 2 years off him.
He loves you, man.
He was playing like he was 37-year-old.
Plays like he's 27 sometimes.
Nah, but okay, 39. Yeah, he's gonna take some time. He's old, man.
Look, you go to the game to watch Inter Miami. You don't go to watch. Never mind. I'm not going to finish that statement. I've been at these games. I know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Guys in the press box, girls in the press box, do not cheer in the press box. I'm just, quick word of advice. You're still going to do it, but yeah. 5-star athlete Amir Sears has reclassified from the class of 2028 to the class of 2027 and committed to stay home and play for the U. The receiver/defensive back will play his senior season at Christopher Columbus High School. So another 5-star recruit who has also reclassified because he wants to get on Coral Gables campus sooner than later. Like that being said, we're going to get into this later in the show, Vlad. The Heat are said to be attempting to acquire the likes of Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, and Bradley Beal. Hold your thoughts on that. Tomas Nosek has left the Panthers and will play his home country, Czechia, next season. He has spent the past 2 years with the Cats. So he won a trophy, but now he is going back to Czechia to play in their league. We'll miss Tomas Nosek. Registration for the 25th annual Miami Marathon opens today. The race will be held January 31st. So, Vlad, if you are planning to run in the marathon this year, you probably want to register today because it sells out pretty quickly.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I just didn't know if you were running this year.
No, I'm not running.
Next year. You have time to train. Keep that in mind.
I hear.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about just the general person that wants to run in the marathon.
Okay.
I don't advise running in a marathon without training. I did that once, and it was painful for 2 weeks afterwards.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, no, it was a bad idea. Terry Rozier's defense team has submitted a text from someone involved in his gambling case that states, quote unquote, not to let Terry Rozier know about the bets they had placed on his unders. The court is taking that into consideration. So there was a quote unquote text that said, don't let Chum, I think his nickname is Chum. Don't let Chum know about about our bets.
You got a guy named Chum. It's not good.
I don't know if that's a good nickname, Vlad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah. Chum, Chubbs, Chibs, nothing.
But Chum is so close to
except Mr. Chibs. You could call
that's a good name.
That's good. That's because that's Kenny Anderson, the great Kenny Anderson.
No, what a great point guard.
But
New York City proud.
Chums? That's his name?
I think it's just Chum. Chum.
Chum.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
It's his nickname.
Nothing ever is positive with the word chum.
I know.
There's no good connotation with the word chum.
Yep, it's Chum. Chum. I don't want to know. Right now. I just stating the facts that there was a text message. Big Ten and SEC have thrown support behind the Protect College Sports Act, which would attempt to limit NIL deals in college sports. The Senate may just go to recess before voting on the bill, so we'll see how that goes. FIFA has decided not to proceed with creating a $20 billion.
Yeah, they were about to beat that boy up, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's in trouble. Gambling site Kalshi gives Tyreek Hill's return to the Dolphins or retirement the highest odds at 45%. The next closest odds are the Cheetahs' return to Kansas City at 26%. So things are looking not as bright for Tyreek Hill, and he didn't help himself by posting that social media post where he says he has zero power in his knee.
I mean, he's just being honest. I mean, there's nothing about. I mean, he has none. He doesn't have any. That's it. I think he's it didn't help himself or anything like that.
It didn't help at all.
I mean, he's not ready to get on the field at all anyway. So once he is, then his agent will let teams know and they'll run him through the drills to see if he's capable to perform this season. But I don't think he will be. I mean, once you saw that injury, you know that's it's going to take 2 years.
I know everybody acted like it was like, oh, he's going to be out for the rest of the season. I'm like, you need to take this injury a little more seriously.
No, it's not only for the rest of the season. It's like, this could be it. I mean, he's at that age, and his whole He's 32.
They have college kids that don't come back from this injury. It ends
Damn.
careers.
So
let's keep that in mind. But we wish him the best. And hey, look, I hope he has a future in the NFL as a player. And for you, Vlad, WWE SummerSlam begins tonight at 6 p.m., then continues Sunday at the same time.
I know.
You're going to be watching?
Yeah, it's weird. There's good matches on paper, but it's not a lot of hype for it.
Really? I like ESPN. They do like storylines and tell you stuff. It's so
when I mean hype, it's because of the product. WWE has a lot of all wrestling just been putting lackadaisical product of late.
I just like the way ESPN like puts packages together. It gets me hyped up. I know. I mean, I haven't watched wrestling in years, but
I mean,
they do such a good job.
It is on their.
Hey, do such a good
It is
job.
on their PLE. Their PLEs is broadcasted through ESPN.
Right. Like when Roman Reigns and who's the other guy?
Seth Rollins
hitting each other with the chair and they're like backstabbing each other. It's like so exciting. Makes me want to watch.
Well, there's backstory to this. So
they told me it all on ESPN.
Right. So there's a reason to it. It's not like some random hey, let's just put Leroy versus Joe Rose. There has to be backstory.
I know, it was awesome.
Like if it was Leroy versus Solana, that would be backstory. There's backstory.
I like the way ESPN presents it though. With that being said, I'm not going to be watching.
Yeah, well,
I'll get updates from you and whoever else. Jimmy Menthol's on the radio station.
Jimmy does love he does love him some WWE.
I like the other guy that walks around and curses people. I curse you. Danhausen?
Oh, Danhausen, yes.
He's a big Knicks fan.
Well, he took away the curse. He took away the curse.
I curse you. Sometimes he doesn't curse you. And then he has little people running around that he clones.
You gotta like that.
It sounds, if you're just tuning in, it sounds like I'm making things up, and I'm not. This is WWE wrestling at its best. I curse you. And Danhausen is, from what I understand, about my size, 5'10".
He ain't no big boy.
140. I'm not even 140 pounds, so maybe he's bigger than me. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A beagle in Australia was rushed to an animal hospital after consuming 2.5 pounds of gummy worms. Now, I know what you're thinking, Vlad.
I love gummy worms.
That's not what I thought you were thinking. You probably wanted to ask me. So those gummy worms? No.
I know what gummy. I know. No, these are regular, like
just straight gummy worms.
Right. Come on. I know the gummy worms. If it says worms in them, they're real gummy worms. You're not putting. You can't. It's kind of hard to put, like, you know what I'm saying, cannabis or THC in those type of gummies.
Really?
I think that's me. I mean, I don't have this. I'm not a.
You're not a
scientist or
a doctor
expert
or whatever. What do you call a cannabis doctor? A doctor?
A medical doctor.
He's a doctor.
I think it's kind of hard to,
Okay, but nonetheless, it was just regular gummy worms, but the dog is okay, which is not a surprise to me.
Good. It's all about the dog.
Dogs eat cat poop. I mean, they survive. They're going to be okay.
Sure.
They're going to be all right with gummy worms. Okay.
Sure.
Hopefully this Dolphins camp isn't cat poop. It's hopefully something good. We're getting the first couple of days of it. Tomorrow they will have a practice with the public allowed to visit. We're going to hear from what the coach, the quarterback, and what the team is doing with these expectations that are being levied on them early in this training camp. That's next here on Sports Day, 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Go. a.m. on FM 104.3 or on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Wow, that was so easy.
All of our shows are there live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed. Anytime.
When it comes to NFL training camp, I try to be a realist with things, not an extremist. I'm not one of these people that goes, nobody cares, they're not wearing pads, you can't tell anything, we're overreacting. I'm also not one of those people that goes, oh my God, Malik Willis is going to be an MVP this year, he's unbelievable, oh my God. No, I'm just real. Like, they haven't started hitting, but it's all we can go on right now. There's some good, there's some bad, there's some unknown. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what we have right now with these first couple of days of training camp with the Miami Dolphins. They said yesterday Malik Willis looked pretty darn good during the red zone drills, throwing a couple of touchdowns, running for a touchdown, but also throwing an interception, which is understandable when you run about 20 red zone plays. Nonetheless, this Dolphins team, perfect attendance this year. Nobody sitting in, nobody seemingly showing up overly late or habitually late. Guys getting there, doing work. And that's about to start getting nasty because in a couple of days, they're going to put the pads on and start hitting each other. That's when the men separate themselves from the boys. The man for the team right now, Jeff Hafley, he has come over as the defensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers. He's doing his first stint as a head coach in the NFL. Jeff Hafley recently told us what he was thinking to himself going into camp this past Wednesday.
This summer, I rested my mind because I was exhausted. I spent a lot of time with my family. I think the biggest thing for me is always coming in with a clear head. I do some reading over the summer. It's the only time where I can do that. I have time. So sometimes I just look for, different ways to say things and what I want to say, but maybe different ways to say it. I talk to certain coaching friends and bounce ideas off of, but the biggest thing for me is that I have to continue to remind myself is I just want to be myself. And I think that's where people can get caught up, at least for me. Like, I'm just going to do this and be myself and kind of, bounce ideas off of certain guys, but I don't want to change who I am. I want to do it a certain way. I want to trust the guys that we have on this staff to help. I think we have a really good staff put together, lean on them, get really tight with these players and just be myself.
Vlad, that sounded eerily like Mike McDaniel. What did you do this all season? I got away. I read books. I just want to be myself, be one with myself. It's very interesting, Jeff Hafley. I understand getting away.
I really don't care I really don't care what he did for the summer.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you.
I think he kind of took away from the question of how did you prepare yourself for camp, saying, we got this and this and this. No, he went away, read books, spent time with his family. He just wants to be himself.
He looked like he didn't want to spend that much time with his family either.
Yeah, he said he was mentally exhausted, so he got away. We heard of him every day at work. He was working like 15 hours a day at Dolphins camp, at the Dolphins facility. I don't know about how that's getting away. Then that man is a hard worker. All right, so let's see. Jeff Hafley has been tasked with the team that has a record number of dead money, meaning that they are fighting behind the 8 ball and that the roster is a little skeptical. So they asked Jeff Hafley, look, doesn't look very good. You guys aren't exactly grading out. Jeff Hafley said he's not worried about the grades. He's worried about the W's.
Yeah, I don't like in all due respect to the report card, I want to win. So they can grade me whatever they want. I want to win, and I want to do it the right way. That's the report card, right? So how we do it, how we build the foundation, how hard we play, how physical we play, how we grow throughout the way, how we develop these players, finding small victories and little things, like those are the report cards, right? And there's going to be some hard conversations with some guys that, we're not going to be able to keep everybody. There's going to be some guys that beat some people out, and I'm going to be honest with them, and not everybody's going to like what I say, and I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. I'm going to tell them the truth, and there's going to be some people that might not grade me high because of that's just I don't care. I want to do it the right way and build this thing the right way so we can win. And that's what I care about.
Now that's something I like, Vlad.
Fam, first of all, who's grading the man? He hasn't even started yet. He hasn't coached one damn game. So who's going to be grading him?
He's talking about grading the roster.
Okay. I mean, a lot of unknowns. So who's ever grading him, it's whatever. Let's wait till after this season to grade the roster and grade the draft and the personnel and see who he's developed or who hasn't developed.
Here's what I like about what he was saying. Of course, every coach is going to say, I don't care about the grades. I don't care about the projections. I don't care about
It's
this.
true, though.
I'm going to do my thing. It's all about W's. I get that.
But it's true.
I like that he backed it up with some information and not just giving us coach talk. He says, I want to do it the right way.
That's coach talk, bro.
No,
That's coach talk. No, that's coach talk.
He said, we're going to do fundamentals. We're going to do this. There's other coaches in the league that just say, I don't care about the damn grades.
Fundamentals and doing it the right way. Come on, man. That's sports jargon 101. They're all gonna say that. He's not gonna stumble. There's not gonna be a question where you're gonna stumble him.
Okay, so I'm telling you what I like.
Good. I mean, you're like, it's like Josh Hart 90 what you would call it just said. 98 said on the Twitter. It's the same comments that you heard from every other coach. Same thing that McDaniel was saying 4 years ago. This is all new coach speak, and you're excited because it's a new regime.
No, what I'm excited about is he didn't just give us the blanket statement of, I don't care about the grades. I'm caring about W's. That's it. He says, I care about that, but we want to do it the right way. We want to practice on fundamentals. I'm going to be honest with you guys. He at least gives you
they all say that.
Okay, we're not talking about coach speak. We're talking about I like that he gave us a little more background than just a general blanket statement. I like that.
Which is coaching 101 because all the coaches say that.
A lot of coaches don't go into depth of what they say and say what they just say, I don't care about the grades. It's all about W's. And that's the way we're going to coach this team. That's all they say. He gave you a little bit more background. I like that.
He gave you nothing. To be quite honest, he just answered it generic.
What else he has to say? He says there's a lot of doubt surrounding this team. He's not going to play the doubt card.
Not immediately, no, but I think there will be moments that I will. I don't think now is the time for that. Now is the time for us to focus on ourselves and for our guys to go out and win jobs and for our coaches to put together schemes and develop and get ready to play. I think certainly there's a time and a place for that. I'd be lying to you if I just said we're going to ignore it. I'd rather not have that be the main focus because I think that kind of goes in one ear. You get fired up for a couple minutes and then you leave and it has to become real again. So I think there's bigger things to talk about, foundations to build, and maybe if we need a jolt here and there, throw it at them. But nothing I'm concerned about right now.
Okay, what I like is his game plan. I like that he says, hey, we're not going to lie. We're going to play this doubt card. We're going to throw it in there as a jolt, whether you think it's coach speak or not. And you can text and tweet in YouTube, Twitch, 1043 WQAM. Give me some of your takes and whatever you want to say. I like things. I like the way he's handling himself. But what I like more is wins. And if he wins, I don't care what he says. But right now, all we have is what he says. And he's going to use the doubt card when necessary. Does anybody have anything else to say? I'm waiting. Vlad, how do you feel about that last statement?
Generic, same old.
Whoa. Okay, so what does he want in Malik Willis as quarterback? He wants a confident Malik Willis. Or maybe not. Maybe he's not as confident.
No, because you don't have it here.
Oh, man. Well, he wants Malik Willis to be confident. So we go to Malik Willis. Malik Willis, once again, going on the doubters. People are doubting Malik Willis. He only has 6 starts in the NFL. Malik Willis, what is he going to do? He's been a backup for most of his career. He says he's not focused on the doubters. Oh, he is focused on making plays.
Not really. I mean, I'm more than anything focused on what I have to say about me. That's what's most important, just as it is with you guys. You don't care what other people say about you. When you have that issue, you have more problems than not. But I just try to focus on continuing to get better. I wouldn't be in this position if the hard work and dedication that we put into this sport, none of us would. But I just try to focus on that, continuing to get better, because you could be one spot now and 6 months later you could be in another spot. So just try to focus on that.
So he's focused right now on just one play at a time. That's kind of the way that they're doing things.
Yeah. He don't know his players. He doesn't know his team.
He did actually do some offseason work with some of the guys in Jacksonville and some other places too.
That's nice but that's all good when they're all in his shorts. But when the pads come on, let's see if that continuity and chemistry works. That's all it is, man. Like I get it. This is training camp. We need it. That's the one thing I hate about training camp. You're so excited when it first comes, and then after 2-3 days of it, you're like, all right, let's get into the real. Let's get into the real.
I'm excited about everything about this Dolphins team. I mean, maybe not the regular season, but I'm excited about things going on with this team. Look, I'll be honest.
What did you say?
I'm not going to coach speaking.
Did you just say you're excited about this Dolphins team, not what's going to happen in the regular season, but you're excited?
I'll keep it a buck. This regular season is going to be up and down, and there's going to be some downs.
So you're excited with the belief of not knowing what's going to happen instead of you fully understanding what possibly can happen.
I'm not excited about some of the doldrums we will go through during this Dolphins season. There's going to be some highs, there's going to be some lows, but there are going to be some lows. I'm just being honest.
More lows than highs?
Yes, Vlad, there will be.
But right now, everybody's on a high because it's training camp and everybody's got the 4-letter word that everybody loves right before kickoff.
So.
Hope.
They're not saying that. They're keeping it a buck, man. They're saying, look, we're not listening to the doubters. We're just going to keep focusing on what we're doing. They're not saying we're hoping to do this. We're hoping to do this. They're just keeping it a buck. It's real. It's real. Although Devon Achane, he does have something to say. He can't. And this is a little more of a hope that he's trying to sell to you. He says, if you're out there doubting this Dolphins team and looking at them as they're going to be someone you can just walk over, well, when you see us on the field, it's going to be a long day.
If teams feel that way about us, that mean when they play us, they going to be, not taking us serious. And if you're doing that, then you're going to have a long day for yourself.
All right. So Achane says, overlook us. We're coming for you. We'll see you on the field. That's what I'm talking about. Malik Willis, though, he's going to have to rely a lot on Devon Achane. I ain't going to lie. Devon Achane is going to be a centerpiece like he was last year on this offense. But a lot of people hope Malik Willis can step up and become that franchise quarterback that, let's be honest, Vlad, this Dolphins team has been looking for since Dan Marino.
No, I'm just trying to do whatever I can to earn that role every day, put the work in, put the time in, and earn the respect from my teammates. I think that's what's most vital and most important, more than a paycheck or more than a position that other people say you're in. And I just try to focus on that and continue to get better.
Hey, man, you throw some respect on Jay Fiedler's name.
Was he a franchise quarterback?
No, but Jay Fiedler I felt bad for Fiedler because he had to replace the legend, the god, Dan Marino, and he still got them to the playoffs.
Oh, I didn't say Jay.
He wasn't that bad. No, he's not Marino. God forbid. We all know that. But considering you got to replace a legend, remember, we always say you don't want to be the guy to replace the guy. You want to be the guy after the guy who replaced the guy.
That standard stat. Now, I want to ask you this, Vlad, and this is, kind of putting you on the spot, but at the same time, I'm not going to hold you to it over the top of it. Unless you get it right. Unless you get this right, then I'm going to hold you to it. What is the percentage that Malik Willis, in your mind, and we don't know much, so that's why I'm not really going to hold you unless you get it right. In your own mind, percentage that Malik Willis ends up being a long-term franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins? Once again, you have no sample size. So you're really just throwing a number out there in the air. I'm going to say this. Once again, I'm an eternal optimist.
All right.
I'm going to say there's a 65% chance Malik Willis is that long-term franchise quarterback for the Dolphins. Once again,
it's a 3-year deal.
Be very optimistic. They don't grow on trees.
At the end of 2028.
They don't grow on trees.
Is Malik Willis still going to be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins?
No, once again, a lot can happen between here and there.
Better yet, do you think there's going to be a second contract offered to Malik Willis by the Miami Dolphins?
Once again, I'm going to be an optimist and say yes. Now, is Malik Willis going to be the quarterback that every Dolphins fan wants him to be?
You don't know that. We don't know because we don't know. Everything's new. Everything's new. So I can understand.
He might win MVP this year.
If there's excitement with.
I'm saying he's not. He's not. I'm just saying.
Really?
I said he might.
Really?
Anyone can win MVP.
Fam, if Malik Willis wins MVP,
it's the greatest move
I'll
of all
walk
time.
down the street butt ass naked, bro.
I'll video it and put it on YouTube.
Butt ass naked right down Northeast 2nd Avenue in 83rd.
You digress. Malik Willis, we don't know anything right now. All we can go on is what Jeff Hafley and Jon-Eric Sullivan have done and said. They have said that he is their guy, that they loved him in Green Bay, and they have done exactly that. They have brought him over and paid him. So they have some belief in him. Now, do they believe he's an MVP type candidate, or do they believe he's the best available? Maybe somewhere between both of those. I don't know. Last but not least, Zach Sealer. We got to hear from the defensive side of the ball. A man that leads this team. He's talking about the doubters. He says doubters don't mean nothing to me.
I don't pay attention to that stuff. I never have. You guys all know I'm kind of an underdog story my whole career. So I really don't, the outside noise and all that stuff, there hasn't been a single snap of football played yet this year. So to do that, it's all off of last season's whatever. We've all seen guys and teams make massive jumps in a matter of a year. I'm very excited for this team and where we're going to go. And I think guys have the passion, the love, and the know-how to want to be the best every day.
I like what Zach Sealer's saying there, Vlad, but they do listen to outside voices and they do hear the doubters. There's no way they live in a vacuum and don't know what people are saying about them. It's just human nature.
Totally, it's human nature. And guess what? We're
okay.
egotistical people. We like hearing about ourselves.
It's okay.
Positively and negatively. I mean, they want to hear critics. They want to hear criticism. That gives them more motivation.
Yeah. I don't pay attention. I don't listen to that. It's like, well, I mean, you can't avoid it.
And then I don't hear it. And then if they win,
all the people doubted us.
So all the haters who said this, that, specific, like they remember specific things.
Oh,
and I was like, wait a minute, I thought 3 months ago you didn't hear that. Oh yeah, somebody brought it to my attention. Nobody brought it to your attention. You brought it to your attention. You were listening. Hater.
It's odd that everybody says, oh, we don't listen to the doubters, yet they've all made comments about the doubters. So you're hearing it. You're at least hearing it in the question.
Right, like Cat for Life said. That man said last season, wherever it was, he didn't want to acknowledge the past. No, we saw that. I was there, buddy. I was there. I saw that. Those are embedded in my brain, bro. Those memories are embedded in my brain. You can't change what I saw last season. That was 25. I saw that.
And guys like Zach Sealer can say, last year.
This ain't Men in Black.
Last year is last year. We forgot all about last year. No, you didn't. And you shouldn't forget about last year. You should learn from each experience that you have in the league.
It should motivate you. Let me tell you this.
You're right.
The New York Knicks learned from the 2025 season against the Indiana Pacers.
Absolutely.
That loss hurt them. It inspired them. They went out. The story is they went out as a group after the season was over, and somebody brought them, those the sparklers and everything with the 2026 NBA champs. They were trying to manifest it. Guess what? They manifested it. So, Dolphins players, you don't want to acknowledge last year? Fine. Don't acknowledge last year.
Well, most of the guys weren't on the team last year.
But Zach Sealer was.
The
pillars were.
The pillars are.
The pillars were, and those are the pillars who need to tell these young boys, hey, last year was crappy. I know this is you're new, this you're learning, but you gotta hold up your end.
I have no problem with Zach Sealer and the leaders going in being like, this is how it was last year, and it cannot be repeated because look at the result. We need to be like this. We need to do this.
And that's the other thing, 28. I know things may appear to be tough, but you can't complain.
Nope.
You got paid.
Nope. Yeah.
You got to be a leader.
You have to be a leader. It's one of those things. And that's one of those things. Why not acknowledge what happened last year? Tell these guys, this is how the place was ran last year. It's not going to happen because look at the result. We need to change some things. We're changing something. This is the way things are done now. So to say, I don't care about last year. I don't remember last year.
Nah, you have to acknowledge it.
I don't hear the doubters. No, acknowledge it. Let's go.
At least the ones that were here that still left over.
Yeah.
Those guys that have to acknowledge last season because you got to talk to the media that was covering. You got to talk to the fans that had to watch 17 games of that.
Yeah, because we've been here. The fans have been here.
Yeah.
We've been here for a long time.
So that's I know if it's a new regime with Hafley and all of them, what happened last year for the Dolphins has nothing to do with them. But for number 28, for Zach Sealer, for Jordan Brooks, for Aaron Brewer, Patrick Paul, Austin Jackson. Yeah.
For the organization as a whole and for the fan base, yeah.
You need to acknowledge that.
You need to acknowledge that. That's right.
Yeah. And
nothing wrong with it.
Oh, Chop Robinson yourself. Mr. All eyes on you, Payboy. You're the Tupac of this season. You're my Tupac this season. All eyes on you.
I have a feeling we're going to know about Chop Robinson's season very early on. I don't think it's going to be a developing story. We're going to know.
Yeah, 44. All eyes on you.
He's put on some weight, and they say...
That's great, but this is your third year. You were a first-round pick, okay? You want that big bag. You want that bag.
You just also don't want to get cut.
Well, I mean, dude, if they don't pick up your 5th year, that's nasty. That's nasty work. That's the nastiest of works.
Can't blame
To be a
anybody but-
1st round pick and not get your 5th year pickup.
Can't blame anybody but yourself.
Yeah, B. All eyes on you.
Big year. Big year. Up next, we're going to do some What I Like, run around the world and see what we liked over the past 24, 48, or 72 hours in the sports world. With Vladimir Louison, I am Dan Day. This is Sports Day on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Doing some What I Like, some of the things we liked over the 24, 48, basically the past week in and around the sports world and the world in general. My cousin Vladimir Louison, I am Dan Day. Got to get into the things we like. Staying positive and feeling good on this Saturday. Look, the sun's out. The birds are chirping, and we've got football.
Now the birds are cheap now.
Birds are cheap. They're chirping. Birds are cheap. They don't cost you anything unless you own one, and they get a little expensive. And, you go out there and you enjoy all the world has to offer. And they had Big Ten media days, and the Big Ten, they're going to take what they want. They are feeling themselves as a conference.
Cocking.
And as everything else in the world. And Indiana's head coach, Kirk Cignetti.
Was he saying, who's your daddy?
He wins. Google it. He's got some good quotes. And kind of unprompted, he was speaking at media days the other day, and he's feeling himself. And I'm not going to lie. I think Mario Cristobal is the perfect fit for the Miami Hurricanes, being that he's from here, went to Columbus High, played for the U. He's coached some other places. He's back home. He's at his dream job. He knows the landscape. It's great. I still think the best coach in college football, pound for pound, is Kirk Cignetti. Mario Cristobal, best fit here, but Kirk Cignetti, the best coach. Google it. Kirk Cignetti goes out there, unprompted, media day, and says, SEC, screw you.
The Big Ten is the best league in football, and a lot of really good football teams. It's hard to win on the road, very physical football teams. Very
that didn't come out
coached.
right. Kirk Cignetti basically says, Big Ten, we don't cry about anything. When we win, We win when we lose. We admit we lose. We don't posture. We don't do PR. We just go out there and take care of business. And we're the best conference in college football. Didn't say the SEC specifically, but shot it out right out to the SEC. Vlad, I like his honesty. And I'm an SEC guy with LSU graduate, but
why? Because he said Big Ten's
the Big Ten is the best league in football.
There you go. Best league in football.
That's the one thing I hate about college. And I love about college at the same time. I hate that if your team loses, they lose, but then they'll start they'll cheer for the conference. It's like, nah, all you guys are the ops. So if I don't win, I don't want you to win. I don't care about the conference winning.
Yeah, there's only one team I like in the SEC. That's LSU.
Right. That's for the commissioners to talk their trash to each other about. The athletic director to talk trash. But as of right now, the Big Ten football conference
and basketball.
Well, yeah, they just won the NCAA tournament with Michigan, but they've won the last 3 college football championships. Football, yeah, with Michigan, Ohio State, and now Indiana. Cool. But people act like before those past 3 years, who was winning the national titles then? It was the SEC. So, okay, there might be a little change of I don't know if it's even a change of the guard. It's just right now you guys are up. Okay, cool.
I think Kirk Signet's more making a case of that week in, week out. It's a tougher grind going through the Big Ten.
I don't believe so.
The SEC.
I think it's more of a grind between the SEC, but I think the teams in the Big Ten, the top teams in the Big Ten are so much better.
Right, and he's just hyping up his
and as he should.
And look, they won the championship. They went undefeated. They won a whole lot of games last year. They won the Heisman Trophy. They won it all. So
it's not even that, but the 2 years that he's done. He's worked at Indiana. What he's done in the 2 years at Indiana, I think they've only lost 1 game.
That is correct. It's a playoff game.
And it was a playoff game to Notre Dame, I believe.
But he also did before that game on national TV say, we don't just win against Notre Dame, we're going to whoop their ass. And they did not win that game.
Well, they got their ass kicked, but I mean, nonetheless.
Give us a good quote. He doesn't hold back. He's a fiery Italian. Give him credit for that. Speaking of college football, did you see Shabuzi yesterday on the Today Show?
No.
Everybody was talking about it. I mean, I was at Duffy's Plantation. Everybody kept coming up. I missed the Today Show, or I caught the replay of the Today Show.
What'd he do?
He's just performing on some new songs and performing, of course, tipsy / a bar
Was
song.
he drunk?
It was 8 a.m. and he said,
he was drunk.
He goes, I got this next song. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so I hope you enjoy it. So he played in front of some New Yorkers and, just tourists in general. But Shabuzi and the ESPN Game Day have teamed up. He's got their anthem called High Noon. Give a little listen to this.
Is McAfee a part of this?
Yeah, I hope not, because McAfee's got enough going on for him. But here's Shabuzi, College Football ESPN 2026 Anthem High Noon. Getting you ready for some college football. Shabuzi.
That ain't gonna get me ready for no college football. I'm gonna tell you this: what it's gonna do. If I wake and bake and then I'm hearing this song, I'm going back to sleep. I'm going back to Ain't gonna do nothing for me. That got you excited for college football?
I mean, Shabuzi. What's not to like about Shabuzi?
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong.
What's not to like about college football?
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing not.
What's not to like about a song?
I just don't like this song.
What's not to like about a song called High Noon, Vlad? It seems like it's perfect for you.
If the song doesn't have, if it's not upbeat, that's not an upbeat beat.
It is a little laid back.
It's too laid back. If I'm just getting up, I'm gonna go right back to sleep. I need something to get me cranking in the morning. You should snooze me. Exactly, RVA Richie. That thing, yeah.
You guys are cute with your comments today. Let's get into the one guy that everybody universally hates. His name is, except for one guy here in the United States that absolutely loves him. But we're not going to get into that. I'll give the number 47. His name is Gianni Infantino. If you don't know who Gianni Infantino is, he is the snake that you see on the sidelines of every single FIFA World Cup game. He tried to sell the World Cup, by the way.
Oh, that guy.
That didn't go very well. Now Gianni Infantino maybe looking for a new job. The ESPN guys are talking about it.
The fact that the likes of UEFA, CONCACAF, and now the Asian Federation have threatened to boycott FIFA competitions.
That matters has rejected the plan. So the numbers aren't there for Infantino to get his plan to sell off the World Cup in shorthand is what he's trying to do. It's not going to happen. So he's fighting a losing battle to get that over the line. So in the last hour or so, we found out that he's still pushing ahead with his plan to expand the World Cup to 64 teams. And he wants that decision done by the 11th of September. So, just 6 weeks, less than 6 weeks, a huge decision like that, they want to drive that through. So I think Infantino, as it stands right now, is just desperately fighting for survival. And I'm not sure he's going to survive, to be honest, because I think he's alienated so many people. He's humiliated himself and FIFA countless times. The Balogun situation, the proximity to Donald Trump, the Peace Prize, so many other things that he's done in recent months, which make him a laughingstock, basically. So his plan is going down the tubes. And I think that Infantino might follow his plans with it because he's got no support out there now. He's really struggling to survive. And I think his plan to sell off the World Cup is dead in the water.
I'm going to agree with that right there. I think Gianni Infantino is going the way of the dodo bird as far as president of FIFA. So if you don't know what he did, and look, Vlad, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. He kind of got in bed with the president of the United States of America, and they came up with this plan to create a $20 billion private equity company to run the World Cup. Maybe it would benefit him. Maybe it would benefit that guy up top in the United States government. And the backlash was basically all of Europe, all the United States, North America, and now Asia has decided, you know what? If you decide to have a private equity fund that runs FIFA and the World Cup, we're out. So have your World Cup with nobody playing.
Yeah.
And then he also decided, I'm confident because he did do a good job at this World Cup. Look, this past World Cup in North America went off fantastic.
That's why he wanted to, that's why he thought he could make the move.
He tried to sell the World Cup, and now he's trying to expand the field to 64, which I think is an inevitability. But now he has become the person that everyone hates. And I don't think he can survive, Vlad. You tried to sell the sanctity of the most popular sport in the world to your buddies, basically. You done. And nobody likes you now, except for one guy. And that guy is popular in certain circles, but not enough in the world.
Yeah, but he'll turn on you quick, too.
Oh, yeah. He'll distance himself from you. I really think Gianni Infantino is going to be gone. And then, by the way, not only did he try to sell the sanctity of the sport, not only is he trying to expand the sport, he tried to give people a short deadline so they couldn't think about it. And then said, if you vote against his stuff, there will be sanctions against you monetarily. That is all the grounds of getting fired. Not good. Last but not least, Vlad, a Swiss noise rock, prog rock band by the name of Leclerc is going to be performing at Zay tonight in Miami. Tickets are free. You can go to ZayZayMiami.com.
Oh, you going to that? Aren't you going to that?
I got an extra ticket for you too. Let's listen, man. They're instrumental, so there's no words. Enjoy the groove. Does that have Vlad written all over it?
No.
We'll be back after this.
First day of
This is the summertime. Feeling good. Good vibes. Maybe you're walking down the street. Got some Buju playing in the background. For those that don't know, reggae star Buju Banton. Getting ready for some Marlins baseball. Taking on the Mets. Training camp starting for the Dolphins. This week, the Hurricanes going to get started. Training camp. And you feeling all right. A lot of people telling me, Vlad, they're like, I am really, really excited about this Hurricanes football team. And then the next breath, they go, I am really, really not excited about this Dolphins team. But the Dolphins will tell you, they don't hear all that. They don't hear the doubters. They don't hear the haters. Canes also say they don't hear the expectations either.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. We're in sports jargon time, man. This is all sports talk. All the coaches are going to say all the stuff that they need to say. You know, don't fall for the rat trap, all of that.
Rat poison.
Or rat poison.
Yeah,
don't fall for the trap and all of that. Yeah, it's the same old, same old.
Got to try to block out as much as possible, though.
And you know what? I guess maybe I should appreciate it a little bit more after listening to some of the BS I heard during the NBA playoffs about analytics. And, we won 2 out of the 3 games analytically. You're not going to hear that in football.
Kenny Atkinson is an idiot.
Right, but I'm just saying you're not going to hear that in football. Football, you're not going to hear analytically. No, bro. And the only analytics you hear in football is it's 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. The analytics say go for it.
I'll say this too, Vlad. After the year we had last year at the podium with the likes of Tua Tagovailoa, I'm okay with a little more coach speak and a little player speak. I kind of, you ask for players to, show a little more, open up a little bit. And then when they do, sometimes you're like, okay, I see why you're not supposed to open up a little bit. Tua had maybe one of the worst years behind the microphone, behind the podium that I've seen a professional player have outside of a total meltdown.
Dude, it was nasty work from out the gate.
It just kept getting deeper and deeper.
It was out the gate. Like from the beginning of training camp, he was just stumbling, mumbling, just answering questions that weren't even asked of him.
That was and you and I didn't let it go. Some people were like,
fam. I peeped that from the jump. I was like,
Dan, you and Vlad are too hard on him. Like, no, we're not.
Mike didn't even ask him. That question.
That's when we knew something was wrong. We were the first to point that out.
I asked him a great question on CBS 4. Mike Cunio asked him a great question, just a regular, about the relationship with him and Tyreek. And he took that question and turned it around. I was like, whoa, you're delving more than I needed to know. Like your TMI right here. Too much information. Too much information.
Mike kind of tossed him a softball and just kind of said, how are things going? How are you guys getting ready on the offense to prepare for the season? Provoked, Tua goes into his relationship with Tyreek Hill and how it's not as bad as people make it out to be. I was looking around like, has anybody just caught what he just answered? What's going on here? What? And then it went down from there.
It was crazy work.
It's one of those things like, when you're starting to dig yourself a little deep, just shut up. He just kept digging.
Nah, throw the shovel away. He kept on shoveling.
Oh, I'll never forget that night. I finished the post game and I got home and I was like, man, it's been a long day. Cause it's a fun, long day for game day because we get here early. We'll prepare for the pregame. We do the pregame, watch the game, take notes, then do post game. And then, post game is so intense and it's so fun and it's so exciting. You get home and you want to unwind. So you sit back, you go see my man Manny over there at Jensen's Liquor Store. Maybe you get yourself a Crazy Stallion or whatever your choice. Like Vlad and I, we prefer the Prestige beer from Haiti. You sit back, you relax. And I'm like, oh man, what a day. That was fun. And then I get a notification about what Tua said. He's just talking nonsense about nobody showing up on time for practice. I was like, whoa. And I was like, I'm guessing he wasn't prompted.
He
wasn't prompted.
You see, the thing about it is, this is probably we say that now, but no, we'll probably still talk about him. But he was trying to be something he wasn't.
Yes.
He was trying to be more of a vocal, leader. And that's not in his MO, but he felt, and once again, Dan, he was listening to the outside noise talking about, well, with that contract you have, you need to be more of a leader. And there are ways of being a leader. Some people just follow their act, just follow the way they move. Some people are boisterous. They talk a lot. They can lead with words, with motivation. And Tua was trying to do that. And
it is true. Last year's team, and once again, we're looking back a little bit. Last year's team was a whole lot of people being what they weren't. Mike McDaniel, at this point in his life, not a head coach, not an authoritarian, not a disciplinarian, not revered by his players. Tua was trying to be a leader. And look, the fact of the matter is he's not that type of leader. A lot of these guys were not what they were supposed to be. And that's what maybe this regime is doing now. We don't know. It's too early. But maybe. I'll tell you this. This is one thing that this regime does that I've spoken about and I'll continue to say. They say what they're going to do and they do it. And you say, well, what's the big deal with that? Well, Vlad, over the past couple of years, we didn't exactly get that. What we got a whole lot, Vlad, was every year there was a new theme. It was like we're going into summer stock or something. The theme this year is dogs. And then it comes out.
That's a good one. Did you just say
it was summer stock?
Did you say so?
The theater group, man. This year it's Hamlet. This year.
That was good.
Oh my God. When you're dogs, we're going to straight up be dogs. They got into a fight in a preseason practice. Man, I'll tell you, we're dogs. And then at the end of the year, you get this. We were just saying that. We really weren't. And then last year.
Hey, don't tell me you're dogs and then you're saying now you're pussy kittens.
That's what they said at the end of the season. Then last year, leaders. We got a leadership council. We got leaders. No one's showing up late. And then you get, we weren't really. And then now, anybody that was on the team last year just talks about how Mike McDaniel was just a doormat. And I'm sorry. I like Mike McDaniel. I think he's a good coach, maybe not a good head coach. They said people were cussing him out. People were disrespecting him.
Yeah, but that's after, well, that was year 4. Everything has an expiration date, bro. We say that a lot in sports. And just got to look at the individual, the organization, and the dynamics. And therefore, Miami loved, and I remember this. So I remember this when the 70 points was being dropped. And all this attention was being delivered to them. The fan base loved it. You were being talked about. And then towards the end of the season, when they lose in the cold and all of that, the same narratives happen. People get upset with that. Following year, it was the same narratives after one season with Mike McDaniel. Remember, we were like, all right, you learn from your mistakes. Let's see what you're going to try to do, improve. What was the thing? That was the main point he wanted to do. He wanted to run the ball. He ran the ball. Second season, he ran the ball up until, once again, the end of the year. So a lot of the same narratives were being repeated, and after a while, people just got sick and tired. And unfortunately, when you have a good team with a lot of notable players with big personalities, sooner or later, these personalities are going to take over a locker room, especially if they get paid. Because once they get paid, they know they're secured. So that's why everybody was loving Tyreek first season with Tyreek. Everybody was loving Tyreek second season with Tyreek. And what did we say? All right, contract's about to come up. It's been a great 2 years, but there's an expiration date with this. If you give him another contract and some foolishness happened that you were sweeping under the rug, now you can't sweep some of these things under the rug anymore. And it happened, and that everything started to snowball, and that's what happened these last 2 years. So this is why this season, Jeff Hafley and these guys, they get a free pass, bro. This is their first year.
Right. And, I'm not going to say that it's going to be any different because, look, anytime we've all done this, you get a new job and you're refreshed. I'm showing up every day early. I'm doing the extra mile. Anybody needs anything, and you mean it, and you do it until about a couple of months in when you're like, man, I don't need to go in, or I'm not doing anything extra. I'm not volunteering for that. I got things to do. So, yeah. And right now we're at that stage of I'm going to get there early. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to do whatever. This is awesome. This is fun. That's okay for right now. You have to carry that into week 7, 8, 9, 10 after a 3-game losing streak. You have to continue that. That's where real teams are tested. Not in these first couple of days when you're running around in underwear and flinging the ball all over the place.
Facts.
It's a true story. There's one other thing I wanted to get to. when you bring up the greatest show on surf, I think that year we graded out at the end of the year as like the third or fourth best offense in the league.
Yeah, I would drop in points heavy. And then towards the end of the season, when teams were studying, focusing on how to limit Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, the running game wasn't where it wasn't supposed to be. You had to put it on your quarterback, and you realized the guy behind center wasn't really going to,
But just to give you some
wasn't
perspective,
really him.
I saw a stat you know who had the number one overall offense last year in the NFL?
The Rams?
It's unbelievable. The Buffalo Bills had the number one overall offense.
I can see that. James Cook was a top 5 running back.
All we ever talk about is how Josh Allen doesn't have enough weapons.
But they talk about weapons outside.
That's what I'm talking. But I mean, you think about it, it's like he's got a couple tight ends. His wide receivers aren't very good.
Right. But then it's also, and this is where not us, but our fellow colleagues, so to say, it's their fault because they play favorites. So it's never Josh Allen's fault. It's everybody but Josh Allen's fault, even though Josh Allen's the one that committed 4 turnovers against Denver.
I'll watch that game.
Right. But it's always, and even I said McDermott needed to go 3 years ago because I felt like he was wasting the Josh Allen years. But after a while, it's funny that you say that because I had a friend of mine. We decided to do top 10 players with a lot to lose this upcoming season. And the parameters were expectations, accolades, media fan base, right? And what you've done in the postseason. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson are number one.
I was going to say
because number 1 and number 2 because, and also what you're winning, does it affect jobs, others' jobs, and does it affect your bag? Does it affect your way of getting a contract? Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are number 1 because guess what? They got their coaches fired. They're secure with their contracts, but they got their coaches fired and they have a lot of expectations.
So
Justin
Herbert has to be up there too, right?
Herbert's in the top 5. No, top 6.
I would say outside of
number 3 is Baker because Baker needs a contract, and if Baker does well, Todd Bowles still the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next season. If Baker doesn't play well, this whole thing is blown up. So expectations happen. Same thing happened with the Dolphins. There's been once because of the surf years, the greatest show on surf, there was expectations. You went 9-8. You went 11-6. After that 11-6 season, there were expectations. Expectations in 24 didn't work out. Last year, expectations didn't work out. You blew it up. Now, a whole new regime. There's no expectations. So,
none.
For the team, especially for the old guys that been there, this should be good. They don't got to deal with the stress. They don't got to deal with the pressure. They just got to play well.
Play free.
Play well and start establishing a new culture.
Identity, yeah.
Establish a new identity. That's what they got to do. That's what I'm looking at for this team.
That's what they're doing. And like we said, a lot of fans are looking for like week 10, 11. They want to see this team starting to turn a corner.
Put it this way.
Maybe not wins, but just start showing some.
You know what you want from your team? In December to be in the hunt. Just to be one of those teams in the boxes that says in the hunt. But I'm not even expecting that with this team this year. I want them to be a pain in the ass to the point where if they're not, they could be the team to upset somebody's chances of making it to the playoffs.
I just want to see a progression arc and an identity for this team. I want to say that from week 1 to let's just say what how many weeks that? It's 18 weeks they play, 19 weeks, week 18. I want to say, you know what? They got better throughout the season. I know what this team's about. I see where they're going. They have a direction, and they got better. I feel better about this team at the end of the season than I did at the beginning of the season. I don't care about the wins, the losses. I do care about the wins and losses. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? I do care, but I think you can walk away from this season. If you walk away and say, yeah, I see the direction. I see where this team's going. And I feel at the end of the season happier with this team and what's going on than I did at the beginning of the season. which would be kind of the opposite of what we felt about this Dolphins team the past couple of years, which was we were good at the beginning of the season. At the end, we were just giving up. The straw that broke the camel's back was that Thanksgiving Day game in Green Bay where we never were in the game.
I felt bad for you. You had to work that day.
That also was part of the reason why the camel's back was broken, because they swore to us that
was the whole year they worked every holiday, right? They played every holiday that year.
But to do it on national TV on Thanksgiving, when the narrative was so strong, to put up that effort where you're down 20-0, I think at one point, and have Dolphins fans leaving at halftime because it was cold and they knew that there was no way this team was coming back. That's when I said, you know what? That narrative is real. And I know they gave us that crappy Christmas Eve game that they beat the Cowboys. I was there and said, oh, see, we can win games in December at home with perfect weather and a ton of field goals against a team that was also a fraud. We got this.
Oh, yeah, it was a Spider-Man meme match.
Yeah, it was a bad matchup, man. I was at that game. Both teams didn't want to win. And
speaking, I saw a lot of people at the movie theaters yesterday. Spider-Man's, I guess, Far From Home came out.
Was that? Is out?
Or Far Away From Home? I don't even know what it's on.
I'm gonna have to miss it, man.
Anybody seen it? Let me know.
Is it worth just gonna have to miss it either way. I'm sorry. Since I've never seen a Spider-Man movie.
Really?
Don't think this one's gonna start for me.
You've never seen one?
Nah, man. I don't watch a lot of comic book movies. I watch indie films. I watched an indie film called Nomadland last night about a woman who lived in a nomad clan. That was it. The one from Fargo, by the way. That's my type of movies. A lot of silence in the movie, too. A lot of solitude. Gets me excited.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Zendaya.
I'm not hating on Spider-Man movies. I'm just not watching them.
I love
Zendaya.
I like to see Tom. Yeah, I want to see Tom Holland. Go fling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit of sports headlines. The Dolphins have had perfect attendance through the first 3 days of practice. Yesterday, they worked on red zone plays.
Yo, what is this, school? What is this, school assembly?
It's gotten back to that point, man.
We're going down to school assembly, huh? Dad Day, are you here? Present.
Well, since we're doing school, let's get some grades out there. Malik Willis had a good day. He threw for 2 touchdowns. He ran for 1. He also threw an interception. Tomorrow's practice open to the public around 9:30. Now, this is what I've heard. If you want to go,
what have you heard?
Just go.
Just go. It's free.
You can apply online to get tickets,
but it's free.
But I've heard if you really want to go, get there at 9:15.
It's hot, B.
Even 9:30, because I've heard the first 30 minutes are just stretching. There's a lot of stretching going on with this new regime. So I've heard. Go to Dolphins.com.
Did you just say a lot? You just heard there's a lot of stretching going on with this new regime.
I'm not joking. A couple of insiders have told me that stretching is a main focal point of this new regime. They want to limit injuries. It's literally, he said the first 30 minutes are stretching, maybe first 45 minutes are stretching. Then they do special
Aren't you supposed to be stretching from the jump?
They said it's a little more stretching than we're used to. They're stressing stretching.
Say that 10 times fast.
Stretching. So I've heard that you should go to Dolphins.com, get your tickets. If not, you'll probably be all right. And if you show up a little bit late,
right.
You'll probably be all right because you're mostly missing stretching and a little bit of special teams.
Stretch. Okay.
Marlins, they beat the Mets 5-2. Kyle Stowers hit his 16th home run of the year. Jansen Junk picked up the W5 innings, striking out 4, giving up no earned runs. 2 played today at 410. Tyler Phillips, I hate batters, gets the start for the Marlins today. Tyler Phillips.
All right.
Inter Miami officially introduced Brazilian midfielder Casemiro Thursday at New Stadium. Casemiro said Messi is the god of football.
So you telling me Casemiro talked and Messi still hasn't talked yet?
Well, Messi did speak once to the media when he first started with Inter Miami, and Casemiro did the same.
Okay. I don't remember the Messi press conference.
It was cool. Inter Miami, they host the Columbus Crew tonight at 7:30. So don't know if Messi's going to play or not. He has started training with the team again, so he's back. Messi don't take a lot of days off, man. Took 10 days off to hang out in Argentina after the World Cup. And he was right back here in South Florida practicing. He's one of those guys that just loves playing soccer, football. You know what I mean? There's some guys and girls that just love it. That's what they want to do. He's 39 years old. I don't know when he's going to retire. He might never retire.
Okay.
I respect that a lot about him. I do give him a lot of respect about that, whether you're a Messi lover or a Messi detractor, because I don't think anybody's a Messi hater at this point anymore. You have to admit, number one, he's beloved by his teammates, and number two, he plays. Now, some people would say he doesn't run a lot. Okay, that's not his goal. Someone got on me the other day like, oh, Mbappe just stands back there, doesn't give you a minute of defense. I'm like, that's not his role, man. They're like, but Messi does. I'm like, that's not his role, man. I think both guys do their jobs very well. Very well. You want some Miami Hurricanes news?
Sure.
No, you don't, because I was reading online that a 2030 quarterback recruit was considering the U, and I was like, Vlad is going to just lose his mind over. I was like, 2030.
So I got to wait till the next World Cup for this recruit to come in?
Yeah. Well, that's part of his class. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for. I really can't wait for the real.
I might quit sports in 4 years.
Can't wait for the real games.
It is really dog eat dog out there that they offer like 13-year-old scholarships now. It's crazy. They do. They offer 13-year-old kids scholarships now. No, they can rescind the scholarship. So it's really just kind of a ceremonial thing, but nonetheless, and once again, God bless these coaches that work 365 and all this stuff. I just can't see going home to your wife, beautiful wife, and saying, oh man, there's this 13-year-old kid down in Coral Springs that really looks like somebody that could be a life changer. God bless these coaches, man. That's a hard job. One thing, I don't even want to coach like a little league softball team, like a t-ball team. I don't want that stress. Just imagine being a college football coach.
I wouldn't.
I couldn't do it. Let's see what else is going on in the world. We talked about Terry Rozier. There's been some new texts that have come out that Chum did not know anything about the bets that were put on him. His nickname is Chum. I think that's the biggest takeaway.
His name.
Now, no P.
Chum.
C-H-U-M.
You might as well put the P.
I know. And WWE SummerSlam tonight, 6 p.m. Then
it's slow when SummerSlam is like the fourth big story of the day.
I only mention it because you watch wrestling.
I know, but there's really nothing to talk about. We don't hear nothing baseball wise. I mean, we talked about the Marlins against the Mets. There's, first pitch today is at 4:10. Pregame starts at 3:30. Marlins on deck. But you can listen to every Marlin call here on 104.3 FM WQAM or 560 WQAM. But Monday's a trading deadline.
Mm-hmm. I don't expect the Marlins to do anything.
Nobody expects the Marlins to do anything, but also it's like, what else is there to talk about? You know that the main story is the pitcher for the Tigers, Skubal, and
Derek Skubal might go to the Dodgers, and it's like, how many more guys the Dodgers need? Like, it's ridiculous. The Dodgers love insurance, don't they?
And when is the league gonna do something? How many guys can you sign? You can't defer all this money.
They will. We would probably enjoy baseball now, Vlad, because it looks like
we're going on a strike next season.
We're going to go on a long period of time with no baseball for a while because the owners have had enough. I think fans have kind of had enough too.
Of what?
Of this teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees for a little part just buying up everything. I don't think it particularly makes you a winner, although the Dodgers have won back-to-back.
No, it makes you a winner.
I mean, well, like soccer doesn't have that problem in Europe and all that stuff. Although, I mean,
but it's the owners who are signing these players. I mean, if you look at every baseball contract,
although the Mets did a good job of spending a lot of money and not winning a lot of games, so
that's true. If you look at baseball contracts, you see a lot of 10-year, $110 million contracts. Like, you're trying to lock guys in for a long time. So if you're doing that, that's on you.
Remember the first time I remember the big contract was that Patrick Mahomes, and everybody's like, it's ridiculous. Now that's the standard.
I remember that contract, and then.
Now it's one of the greatest.
8 months later, it was like,
great deal.
What a great deal this was. But it's when you're always gonna go crazy when you see the numbers. So when you're seeing somebody making $450 million, or what was the Juan Soto? Soto was like $750 million.
Yeah, it was almost $1 billion. Yeah,
that's the thing now. We're not that far away for an athlete can get a contract worth $1 billion, and we're seeing $1 billion athletes playing. Not after where they retired, we're seeing actual $1 billion athletes currently playing. True, we have one playing down here.
Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
LeBron James. He's playing. He's only making $4 million a year.
Right.
Only.
He farts $4 million.
I mean, I'm not even going to lie. If you break down LeBron's total business, you know how much money he makes in one single day net?
It's probably like, I don't know,
$1 million.
$4 million a day, probably.
Well, yeah, we can do the math later. Well, I'm not going to get into that. Let's just go ahead real quick, step into the day spa.
That's money right there.
I hear it right now. Jingle, jingle in my pocket. A New Jersey man solved a Rubik's Cube in 11.56 seconds blindfolded.
Okay.
Vlad, I'm on the clock for figuring out Rubik's Cubes. I'm at 45 years and counting. This guy does it in 11.56 seconds blindfolded. I've never even come close to getting a Rubik's Cube.
So how does
I don't see how the blindfold. How do you even know what's going on?
You must know
it's fake.
It's not. No, it's not. It's either not. It's either fake or you know the routine. You know the You know how many clicks it takes for it to be. You studied, and so you know what to do.
A master at their craft.
Yeah, you know. Okay, I go left here. Then I go right. He studied it. So the thing about it is, you're amazed because he's not looking, but you're not taking in the fact that he might have memorized.
Right, but do all Rubik's Cubes start off the same way? I couldn't just like jumble it up.
Well, it all depends on who's giving the Rubik's Cube. Is it his Rubik's Cube or is it your Rubik's Cube?
Tricky right there. I don't know about this world record. We have questions for this world record. I smell there might be some deceit. Dolphins camp has started. There's some questions surrounding this team. In the next segment, we're going to talk about the Dolphins and the questions surrounding this team. And then in the following segment, we're going to talk about the Hurricanes as they get practice started on Tuesday. Some of the questions going into their camp. Keep it locked right here with Vladimir Louisol. I am Dan Day. This is Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM.
WQAM broadcasting live.
Rewind feature and listen to anything you missed. Go for it.
I've been hanging with Omar Kelly, Miami Hero beat writer Omar Kelly. And Omar Kelly, he's been hanging around the Miami Dolphins as they have begun full practices. And when I say full practices, the full team is there. They haven't exactly done the hitting. They haven't done all the other stuff that goes along with what we consider practice. But full team has shown up. There's been quote-unquote perfect attendance. For the most part, everyone is showing up on time. And Miami Dolphins are getting it going. But there are some questions and some things that we need to break down with the Miami Dolphins. So I turned to Omar Kelly, who's been at camp every single day, making sure everything goes right with him reporting at least the Miami Dolphins. Going to go into some questions that we have to ask as the Miami Dolphins begin this early training camp. One of the first questions that Omar asks is, will the offense get off to a slow start? Bobby Slowick had one impressive season coaching C.J. Stroud in Houston, and one disappointing season. Dismal Texas offensive coordinator. He spent last year in Miami. Of course, he was the passing game coordinator. He has a lot of weapons on this team, Vlad, and he has a quarterback that is unproven. So we have to wonder how this team will start on offense. And I'm not going to lie to you, Vlad, I am very worried about that wide receivers room.
Why is that?
We've run off the names before for Dolphins wide receivers, and it's not a murderer's row.
Okay.
I mean,
no, I hear you. Okay. So
we go down. I mean, I'll run down the depth chart if you want me to one more time. Malik Washington.
Right.
What in the world? I'm trying to get. Oh, I went to the wrong site. Shoot. I'm going to I'm going to ESPN. Let's see. Malik Washington is one of the main guys there. When you go to the receivers room, your receivers are Tutu Atwell, Kevin Coleman, Jalen Rieger, Taj Washington, A.J. Henning, Jalen Tolbert, Kevin Coleman Jr., Donovan McCulley. Need I say more? Theo Weiss Jr.
Yeah, they don't sound like the best of the best.
So you can kind of see maybe this offense gets off to a little bit of a slow start. I'm not going to lie. But we shall see. Can Malik Willis carry this offense? Yeah, well, I mean, we don't know. Once again, we're in a really unknown area. And we know Malik Willis had some pretty decent days yesterday in red zone drills, but doesn't exactly mean anything. Can the edge rushers be counted on? Once again, Vlad, another area of this team I'm worried about is the edge rushing. The only edge...
Chop.
I was going to say, you named the only edge rusher I know, and that's questionable if he's an edge rusher, to be honest with you. The will is there. You want to run off some other names? Josh, oh goodness, Uche, David Ojabo, Robert Beal Jr. When you have problems pronouncing last names of some of the players, that's
all
when
right.
you're
Well,
in
you
trouble.
got KG. You got KG. Seth Coleman.
KG.
Kenneth Grant. But
he's not setting the edge.
Yeah, he's defensive. I mean, they got under. They have him on the lefty end position, but yeah, it's not good.
when you're hoping that your guys up the middle are going to be covering up your edge deficiencies. Ooh. I don't know if Vlad, I'm starting to worry these aren't questions we're asking about the Dolphins. Can they set the edge, and do they have a good wide receiver or a decent wide receivers room? I think we've answered that already.
It's gonna be an interesting season.
Ooh, Omar asked, once again, is this a question? Do the Dolphins have a leading receiver? I read on.
Malik.
Miami's off. I'm going to read on. Miami's offense no longer has Hill or Jalen Waddle. We traded him off to lean on because of this season's roster and salary purge. At this point, Jalen Tolbert. Ooh, let me not once again, when you're mispronouncing some of the main guys you're relying on or not knowing how to say their names, it's a problem.
It's messed up.
At this point, Jalen Tolbert, a career backup who had 91 career receptions, 1,093 yards, and 10 touchdowns in his previous 4 seasons, looks to be the alpha receiver in Slowick's offense. The hope is that at least one, maybe 2 of the receivers step forward and become reliable playmakers for the offense. And the hope is Chris Bell, midway through the season, will come off the PUP list or the non-active or active injury list and be a great receiver. Whew. Oh, another room I'm worried about, Vlad. Cornerbacks and safeties. What's going on there?
Well, once again, we're dealing with the cornerback issues with the Dolphins. The secondary.
Storm Duck's hurt, by the way.
I don't know. You know,
Dante Trader Jr.
Okay.
Chris Johnson. Now, Chris Johnson has a high ceiling, but he's never played a snap in the NFL before. He was a first-round pick, somebody we liked. Oh, Greg Dulcich, is he a quality starter? We saw some signs of that last year. I'm less worried about Greg Dulcich at tight end than these other areas that I've talked about, Vlad. Austin Jackson, does he stay healthy?
That's always a question.
Whew. That's a question. Once again, we don't know the answer. Jonah Savianaya, is he a legit starter even in the NFL?
Well, he gets to move to a second position, his rightful position.
Right, he's on the right side, and I actually thought he got, and I'm probably taking. I thought he got a bad rap last year.
He ain't got a bad rap. He played like piss.
I thought he started off very poorly, but he did show some progression as the year went on. He did grade out very badly, though.
Yo, wait, hold on, time out. Did you just say? You hear what you just said? You said as the year went on last year,
he got better.
He got better.
He still graded out badly,
but he graded out bad. So you know how bad you were.
So he went from an F
to what?
A D. And then maybe a D plus by the end of the year.
He ain't no D plus. Pause. Ain't nothing plus about his defense.
Oh,
I said defense.
I'm grading him.
I ain't use the short term. Nah, bro. If you were bad, if you just went from worse to being bad.
Yeah,
it's not good.
I didn't say he was good.
Just because you went from you go from worse to being bad, don't mean you're good. Things are better.
Well, that's why we ask these questions. Is he a legit or even a starter in this league or even a backup?
Thank you, RVA Richie. Basura is Basura no matter how you call it. He was Basura last year.
I didn't say he was good.
Trash.
I said he got better.
Get him a Glad bag.
For those that don't watch as closely as I do, I said he got better. If you watched, he got better as the season went on. Didn't say he was all pro, just getting better. Man, there's a lot of questions surrounding this Dolphins team. And the bad thing is, Vlad, there's a lot of questions surrounding this Dolphins team, but there's a lot of already we know the answers to this Dolphins team. And
is that
answers,
a good thing?
Is
that a good thing to have when there's a lot of questions, you already know the answers?
Yeah, no. And the answers you don't like.
You're still going to fail?
I still think Jonas Savianaya will get better this year. I'm not going to say he might get up to a C plus. Learning on the job. Kenneth Grant, get better.
Oh, yeah, second year, buddy. You better step up. Don't have no Chop Robinson sophomore slump.
I'm scared to say I don't know if Chop Robinson's going to get better this year.
This is year 3, baby?
I don't know. I think we'll know pretty early in the season what Chop's up to.
All right.
Man. So, Chop Robinson is bigger.
So,
hopefully stronger. He's never really put up big stats throughout his career.
It's only been 2 years.
Well, no, we're talking about Penn State too.
Oh, damn. They're even going back to college.
Yeah, we are.
Jeez.
And I don't think this wide receivers room, I was saying, we were talking about this with Vlad the other day, going out there and spending some money and getting either a veteran wide receiver or somebody. It's a lot of money for a whole lot of, when I say nothing, it's like, it's not going to result in more wins. It's not really going to result in that much. So why would this Dolphins team?
But if you don't have anybody young that's ready to go right now, one of your draft picks not going to be, at best, he may be ready by what? Mid-October?
They say week 4 would be the earliest.
So mid-October is probably when you may see him. If earliest is week 4, which is October, 1st? October 3rd, maybe? That's after the Kansas City game, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
That would be because week 3 is Kansas City.
So week 4 the earliest, and that's after that's like October. It's early October, but you're probably getting you'll probably get a chance to see him probably mid to late October. So then what are you gonna do these first 5-6 weeks? Who the hell are you gonna throw it to? Clearly you don't want to throw it to Malik Washington. Because every time the name is brought up, your face does you know you're Creole, right? You know your facial expression is very expressive.
Look,
that's a problem of ours. Our facial expression says a lot. So every time Malik Washington's name is brought up, look, your name, you can.
My thing is this.
Why is that?
As you walk out week, whatever week, and you have the wide receivers lining up and looking at each other, and you roll out Malik Washington as wide receiver 1, and he's like looking up to A.J. Brown. It's got to be like, oh, man, here we go. Because Malik Washington is a solid 5'8".
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Some other notes. Some positives. No, wait. I don't even know this positive. Omar says Malik Washington needs a little more polishing. No, it's early, It's early in camp, so that's okay. Jeff Hafley is about that action. I like this about Jeff Hafley. And you probably heard this. He don't like that 7-on-7 crap. He likes 11-on-11. He goes, we play 11-on-11. That's how we practice 11-on-11. None of this 7-on-7 with one rusher or flag football style stuff. Practice like you play. I like that.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
Look, I'm trying here, man.
Listen, he gets the pass because it's his first year. Everything he says, I'm not going to be like, woohoo! Like, okay, I get it.
Jacob Rodriguez has looked good, too. In the one room that is solid for the Dolphins.
Is the linebacker room.
Middle linebacker room. We got 3 guys that are easily or possibly stars. We don't know Jacob Rodriguez, but we do know my favorite guy. I call him Cam, although his name's not Cam. Jordan Brooks. Cam Good. Cam Good's in there. There's a lot of questions. Unfortunately, Vlad, there are also some answers that we feel we already know. What does that mean? It means buckle up. First preseason game, which means absolutely nothing, by the way.
What's that against? Who's that against? That's against Tampa?
I want to say it's the Washington Commanders.
It is the Commanders.
On the 14th.
Yes, it is the Commanders.
It's a Friday, the 14th.
It's a road game.
Yes, and then the last 2 are home against.
The last 2, the Giants and
Atlanta.
The Falcons without Tua.
Because he has back spasms.
My back, my spinal. No, he's been back. He's back. I saw him today.
I thought I saw you throwing. But they did sign.
But then they don't. I do. But since he's been banged up, are they gonna? I want to see him play that last preseason game.
There's no way.
No chance in hell.
Why would Atlanta do something that? Oh, it is the Atlanta Falcons.
It is the Falcons.
They are dumb as hell.
And you remember they do need to see who they're gonna pick between
Cooper
Penix.
Rush. Oh, Penix is not going to be ready for the beginning of the season.
But he's at the camp, right?
They already said he's not going to be ready for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, well,
Look, if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, first of all, go to hell. Second of all,
I love this. That's right. You're a New Orleans. You're a New Orleans Saints fan as well. That's where your real heart belongs to.
Exactly. Well, my real heart belongs to Dolphins all the way, baby.
Your heart belongs to the Saints. Stop acting like you're lying. Stop acting. All right, stop.
If you're an Atlanta Falcons fan and you're looking at the possibility of Tua Tagovailoa or Cooper Rush as your starting quarterback, I ain't gonna lie to you, Vlad. If you ask an Atlanta Falcons fan, who would you rather start? I ain't gonna lie to you. Therefore, I'm not gonna answer that question. They'll have a lot of questions to answer.
Why they rather start Cooper Rush? Is that what you're gonna tell them?
Come on, man. A lot of questions, man. A lot of answers, unfortunately, though, we're dealing with right now. Let's take it a little more positive. A team that's favored to win the ACC, a team that's favored to make a run for a national championship, a team that might even have a Heisman Trophy candidate or 2 on the roster. It's the Miami Hurricanes. We're going to talk about some questions going into their camp that starts Tuesday next here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
First day of August and
Tuesday starts Miami Hurricanes camp. I'll tell you this, Vlad. Miami Hurricanes camp, very, very different from NFL camps. There's not a whole lot of pitter-patter around there, man. They get after it. It's not like the pros, man. These guys are physical. They're dominant. They are hardcore from the very intense, from the very, very beginning. That's the way Mario Cristobal practices his team. And that's the way it is going to start on Tuesday. Some questions surrounding the Miami Hurricanes. Now, I kind of like the answers we're leaning towards, unlike with the Dolphins. I like the answers we're leaning toward with the Miami Hurricanes. A lot of questions surrounding the quarterback. How will Darian Mensah fit in with his new team? Well, I think we know it's going to fit in pretty darn good, Vlad. The Miami Hurricanes have a history of having these one-and-done quarterbacks doing pretty good. Cam Ward, great record at Miami. Number 1 overall pick. Carson Beck, great record at Miami, goes all the way to the national championship game, first pick of the third round. Darian Mensah, all he does is start and make plays. Goes to Tulane. I think he was 5th on the depth chart, Vlad, starting the season. Ended up starting at Tulane, playing so well. He got a deal over at Duke. Goes over to Duke, wins the ACC last year. Now comes over to Miami. He is the presumptive starter. And he brings his favorite wide receiver, Cooper Barkate, with him. Those guys go all the way back to high school. Did you know that? Package deal.
So what, 6 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's long for college. Oh, he's also got guys like Malachi Toney out there making plays. Should be pretty darn good. I think Darian Mensah's a home run, man. I think he's going to be a great player. They have him as one of the highest odds to win the Heisman Trophy, which means nothing in preseason because we saw Spencer Rattler one time was the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. That went away really quick. Nobody had Fernando Mendoza even on the board last year at this point. So take it for what it is. The quarterback position is going to be fine. The running back room, Vlad, they got every single running back from last year in an already stacked room. And Mark Fletcher Jr., I mean, I was going to say he is a man. He is not a man. He is an Adonis, bro. That dude is built like the greatest of great running backs. Now, the offensive line been rebuilt, but you have the number 1 recruit in the nation, Jackson Cantwell, coming in to take right on over for what we left when lost in Francis Malianoa. All right. So far, so good. We're right.
Okay.
Plus, that's Mario Cristobal's thing, offensive line. Man. Now, the edge, you did lose Reuben Bain and Akeem Mesidor. Got to try to figure that out. They're going to try to work some things out with that edge rush because got a lot of good guys, a lot of good players. And you got all your coaches back for the most part. You got your coaches back. Shannon Dawson, Corey Heatherman, Zach Taylor. Practice starts on Tuesday.
Okay. Can't wait.
Sounds like you are all in on the Miami Hurricanes. I would be. You should be.
Can't wait. Still got another month to go. Can't wait.
Do you have another month? The first game is going to be September 4th, 9:00 at night against Stanford.
Is it 9:00?
9:00 at night.
That's Labor Day weekend?
It's September 4th. That would be Labor Day weekend, the first Monday of September. Yep. Labor Day weekend, week 1.
Dude, you're going to be, man, I want to see if maybe I could go to Stanford.
That's a good road trip.
That is a great road trip.
I like that Hurricanes. I call it a murderer's row. It's not so much of a murderer's row.
What's a murderer's row?
There's a stretch of the Miami Hurricanes football season that's maybe not murderer's row, but there's a lot of
there's landmines
juice, man. Well, yeah, that's true too. But there's a lot of juice to the games. It's a
Yeesh.
To me, it's a tough stretch.
What is it?
So I looked at it the other day and I said, man, it's got a lot of, tentacles. You get Clemson October 3rd. Clemson is still supposed to be decent this year. They're supposed to be a good team. They're trying to make a
Well,
statement.
it all depends on how they do. If
they
win that,
against LSU.
right? If they win that week 1 against LSU, a lot of hype will happen with Clemson. So then, if they continue winning that game, and you said October 3rd, that could be a one of the biggest games in the ACC in this season.
But this is a stretch where Miami, once again, you always have to be focused. You always have, but there's no room for slip ups. You got Clemson, and then you get a week off. Then you play rival Florida State. It's a rivalry game. I don't care what anybody says.
And
It'll
then
be
you get
here in
another
Lane.
week. Do you get another week off?
Then no, the next week you go and host Pitt. Now remember the Pat Narduzzi deal. You tried to steal our quarterback. I didn't appreciate that. Calling out the U's, saying some things.
So Clemson, bye week, Florida State, Pitt, and then after that
you go up to Chapel Hill and play North Carolina. Now we don't know what
that's easy. That's win.
We don't even know what that's going to look like Halloween night.
That's win.
But I mean, I could see Bill Belichick by that point being like, you know what?
He might not even be the coach.
Out of here. They lost Mike Lombardi. Are they suspended Mike Lombardi for whatever he did? I don't know, but we don't know what that's going to look like. But maybe, just maybe, Bill Belichick rallies the troops this year. I'm saying probably not. See. But if he maybe does. And then, of course, Notre Dame, November 7th. The whole world will be watching, most likely. I hope it is the game of the century, as they say. Clock in the corner of the screen. I think that's going to be awesome. But then you don't have a let up. After Notre Dame, you get Duke coming into town, which is, of course, Manny Diaz, Darian Mensah, Cooper Barkate's former team. Just a little something right there. So you can't have a letdown after Notre Dame because Duke, who is defending ACC champions, it's a stretch right there, Vlad. I look at it like, oh, man. And although it's like people say, it's not murderer's row, but it's one of those rows of games where there's a lot of juice and there's no room for error at all. You start the season at Stanford, then you get Florida A&M, then you get Wake Forest, then Central Michigan. There's a little more wriggle room in that one, obviously. But that meat of the lineup.
But you don't really have. I mean, like you said, that schedule. That's the heart of your schedule right there. Yeah. 4 out of 5 weeks. But you kind of also end strong too.
You get Virginia Tech, Boston College,
and don't you play Duke this year?
That's what I'm saying. After Notre Dame, you get Duke.
Yeah.
Which is Manny Diaz, ACC champions, Darian Mensah, Cooper Barkate. There's a little bit. But the heart of the schedule, if you can, and we know Mario Cristobal, like most coaches, they have a history of losing when they're not supposed to lose. That's prime right in there. One of those games you lose, you're not supposed to lose, although Notre Dame is going to be an exciting one no matter what. Most likely. Should be very good. Both teams very highly rated and expect a lot this season, and the rivalry and everything that goes along with it.
Damn, bro. These guys play Friday, Thursday, Friday. Jeez.
And we don't like Friday games. We saw what happened last year against Louisville. We were flat. That heart of the schedule, man. That's what champions are made of right there. So let's get those guys out there and let's start playing ball. But I still have high expectations for this Miami Hurricanes team as they get ready for practice on Tuesday. Up next, we're going to get some headlines and get you ready for Marlins Mets. They got a first pitch at 4:10, pregame at 3:30. Keep it locked right here on 560 and 104.3 FM, WQAM.
First day of August, and we've got baseball.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You got some comments on you today. Man.
Who?
You got some comments. Let's get to them. So you can comment on the show, 305-567-056. You can jump into YouTube and Twitch. That's 1043 WQAM. At Florida Sports Picks says they dare me to say Clemson 10 times. I'm guessing I said Clemson because of my southern drawl.
I guess.
Clemzon, but it's Clemson. Clemson. I say Clemson. So, okay, you got me.
Clemson.
It's Clemson, not Clemson. Let's see somebody else. We got some other ones. Platinum Sword says Achane is our best wide receiver.
Could be him.
That is most likely going to be a true one. RVA Richie says some of the wide receivers are valet parking guys. That also could be very true this year for the Miami Dolphins. I get you. Also, 305-567-0560-954 says, Dan, please do not lose sight of the fact that Chop Robinson is still a young 23-year-old. Only time can teach NFL supreme pass rushers. I will agree that he is young, but I will also agree he has had time.
Okay, I'm happy that you brought this up. Like I said, me and my boy were, talking sports, and you do know that usually most pass rushers, defensive end, when drafted in the first round, they usually put up big numbers their first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The only guys that I can remember that didn't put up some significant numbers between 8 to double-digit sacks, crazy enough, would have been one Myles Garrett. He didn't put up crazy numbers his rookie year. And the other one might have been Clevin Ferrell from Clemson, who when he went to the Raiders.
And you know where he's at now.
Where is he now? Here?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's here. So, yeah, those are one of the few guys that if you draft them as a pass rusher to come out, they usually put up some type of numbers. Now, you could have the Jadeveon Clowney. He might have not put up the big numbers, even though he was a number 1 pick, but he was still good. Kayvon Thibodeau, same thing. But mostly guys who are drafted to be pass rushers, defensive end, guys to close out games, get to that quarterback to close out games, they usually do pretty well in their first year, second year. Chop, not so much.
And I would also say pass rushing is one of those things, you either have it or you don't. It's a God-given gift. So, once again, I think there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Chop, this is your year. Whether someone wants to argue the side that he's young and he's still learning, whether you want to argue the side that he just might not have it, neither here nor there. It's right now. This year is make or break for Chop Robinson, or else he's going to be one of those journeymen that's going to try to find the right spot to resurrect his career. We shall see. My dude Baldecki, he weighs in. He says, do you think Major League Baseball should have a salary cap? I'm starting to think it should.
No.
Okay. No.
Because even with the salary cap, the small market teams still do well.
I think
Tampa, Miami, they still do well.
I think the salary cap's not being put in for teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees. It's getting put in for the teams like the Marlins and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, here's the thing. If you're going to do a cap, it all depends on those teams. They're willing to pay them the luxury tax. Some teams aren't willing to pay it. The Yankees don't want to pay the tax no more.
I understand.
The Dodgers don't have a damn problem with the tax. They're like, tax be damn.
I think this is the thing. They're more worried about the basement on the salary tax than the ceiling. Because we've seen now teams are more willing, like the White Sox and all that other stuff, to say, no, more money doesn't always mean more wins. The Mets have definitely proven that. It's going to be a long lockout. And, of course, I like my guy Keith joining in. 954 says, we're here for the best weekend show in town, Dan, Day, and Vlad. I agree with that one right there.
Fam,
good stuff.
No truer words have ever been uttered.
Got real serious.
No true words have ever been uttered in life. In life,
Keith, we like you, man.
Like in history, no truer words have been said.
Keith, you need a ticket for Leclerc at Zay's 89. I got you, man. I got you covered.
This man speaking gospel.
I'm telling you. 305 does text in. Back to sports. Mike McDaniel never came on board and said, I'm going to have hard conversations with guys, and people are not going to like what I do, but I don't care. This is different. I don't know. We don't know this, Vlad. This is an interesting thing that you do bring up. I think Mike McDaniel at one point did try to have these hard conversations, did maybe try to put his foot down, but it was too late. Guys like Jalen Ramsey.
I mean, nobody afraid of that, man. Nobody gonna listen
Guys
to
like
him.
Tyreek Hill didn't even show up to the meeting like, this is a mandatory meeting. I need you here. Man, I'll be there when
Let me tell you this. You know when it was all bad? You know, the first hint it was all bad was when you have a council. I don't need no council of leaders.
You need organic leaders.
Yeah, I don't need a council. This ain't Game of Thrones. I need a council. You look at the guys that everybody respond to. The guys that take over meetings or practices or series, whatever.
Or guys that are out there on the practice field busting you know what when
That's
you're not
it.
doing the right thing.
But they're doing council of leaders.
We voted on these guys. You don't vote for leaders on a team. You vote for captains. I get that. You don't vote for leaders on a team. Leaders are the leaders. You be a leader. You be a leader. You be a leader. No.
So.
But I mean, what do you do? It's a better question. So
you change it up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Mike McDaniel, Tyreek Hill, you need to be on time.
You change it up. They don't got to, but that's what I'm saying. You don't got to, they're gone.
But I'm asking, what's the answer?
It's who you are it's who you are. You got to be real. Something that Halfley said in the cuts that we played early in the show. He's going to be himself. I don't think Mike McDaniel's ever been himself, was ever himself. And the times that he was being himself, he might have been made fun of or stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the stories I would have made fun of him. I would have laughed, even if he is my head coach.
Let's be honest.
You got your wife because you stole him from your running backs.
Yeah.
That's it's a funny story, but when you're kicking it back with your boys and you're talking about coach, you're gonna be like, yeah, he's a slime ball. That's just me. Yeah,
I don't think he ever had a lot of respect from the players as the head coach.
At the end of the day, the guy, you got to have something. Put it this way. Sean McVay doesn't scare me.
But they respect him.
But they respect the hell out of him. And I think it's how he carries himself. He's always himself. Like that. Sean McVay all the time. Now, can he look like a guy that can get angry? Yeah. And there's probably something you probably don't want to see. So if you got him to the point where he's angry and he starts yelling and you're like, wow, that's not out of his character. It may be out of his character. It's just not, but it's not something that's not in him.
Right.
He's just not something that he showcases. You got to get him to that point. Mike McDaniel was never a coach to me that ever revealed his true self. And maybe they want to be made fun of because he's been, we make fun of him for any little thing, the dress, the way he talks, all of that. Maybe that was it. Or maybe he wanted to put a, distance between himself and the players. But sooner or later, man, you're going to have to showcase the real you. And if you don't showcase the real you, they're going to peep it and they're going to sniff it out and they might not mess with you anymore after that.
What we worried about, Vlad, is we said this from the very beginning, you and I both, is that he set a very soft standard at the beginning and hoped that it would work. And we said this, but what happens when you need to be tough with the guys? You can't go back and say, okay, guys, I'm the tough guy now. You've already set the standard that you're the friendly guy. You're the friend guy. You're the nice guy. You're the in the feelings guy. You can't. Cheetahs don't change their spots. Leopards don't change their spots. We said it. And we said when things start getting tough and Mike McDaniel needs to be hard on these guys, he won't be able to because he's already buddied up and set the standard as the nice in the feelings guy.
But you could be that. Like McVay's that.
But he didn't set the standard of authority ever. And when it came down to being authoritative, no one listened.
Like, listen, McVay's younger than some of the players that he's coaching.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
But there was a time.
There's definitely a time.
But
when he won a Super Bowl.
But from that time to now, there was always a sense of respect and a sense of respect and a sense of authority. Like, all right, that young man is still the head coach. I got to bust my ass and work hard for him. Those are my players. I have to be a leader, but I don't have to be a hard ass. That's not in me. If there's no a-hole in pause, there's no, just if I'm not Bill Parcells, I can't be Bill Parcells. You understand what I'm saying? That I don't have the Mike Ditka in me. I'm not gonna be Mike Ditka. I got to be who I am. I don't think Mike McDaniel was ever who he was. I think Jeff Hafley is being who he is, and he's letting you know that. So in those comments that we were having fun of earlier, where he's just using a coach speak, that's who he is. Like, he's coach speak. He don't got time for the BS. The more you ever hear of him, it's like, yeah, we went to the national title game. I drank some of Troy Aikman's beer. It was cool. I was having a good time. That's the most. That's the most you're going to get from him. But you know who he is.
Good coaches, good leaders know where to draw good lines. And if you don't draw good lines, you're in a lot of trouble. There were no well-drawn lines with Mike McDaniel. We know that now for sure. We knew that at the time too. We just didn't want to look at it. Jeff Hafley trying to draw these lines. We'll see how they turn out, because the Dolphins, they have perfect attendance, though. The lines have been drawn for the first 3 days of practice. Yesterday, they worked on red zone plays. Malik Willis threw for 2 TDs, ran for 1, threw an interception. Tomorrow's practice, open to the public, starts at 9:30. So go to church, get right with the Lord, and get right with the Dolphins tomorrow. Should be fun.
What are you going to pray at church for?
Same thing you do every week, Vlad.
Well, they don't have a brother coach.
But that brother coaches in the NFL keep their jobs.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles,
I'm praying heavy duty for you this season.
You might say a rosary for that. That's
dude,
a rosary.
I'm praying for Todd Bowles and Aaron Glenn like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, you got to say a rosary for Aaron Glenn too,
I always got to say a rosary
team,
for Aaron Glenn, but that's my team. But yeah, Todd Bowles, yeah, your whole coaching existence relies on one Baker Mayfield.
It's not the worst person to rely on.
Dude, if you got money, Hard Rock Sports Bet, there's some numbers on Baker, I would take him.
He seems motivated.
He is I love motivated Baker. I love a motivated Baker, boy.
Marlins are motivated to get another win today as they take on the Mets at 4:10. Pregame going to start at 3:30. They did win yesterday 5-2. Jansen Junk picked up the W. Cal Stowers, team tying 16th home run of the year for the lead.
So let's look at the standings here.
I told you where we're going to be. We're going to be in the hunt, and then hopefully at the end of the
year,
we're
one game above 500, and we're 1.5 games behind the Phillies, which was great to sweep them. But you're 1.5 games behind the Phillies for the last wild card spot, and you're only 2.5 behind Arizona for the second wild card spot.
You're going to come down to that last week. Can you make a run? I'm telling you right now, that's what it's all.
But that's the thing right now. You're really in a bad position. So you could be at the end of, say you win today and tomorrow, you could be 3 games above 500 and definitely in a wild card race. But one bad week, it can get you out of it. And if you made the moves to contend, and then that one bad week happens, then what?
You got to hope that your bad week is now or is behind
I think they've had their bad weeks. They can't have any more bad weeks.
Losing 12 in a row really puts you in a bad spot. But if you can finish strong, like I said, in the last 10, 12 games, have a really strong showing, put yourself in a good spot. And then, of course, other teams, you never know how they're going to finish. But finish strong. That's where we're going to be at. Hopefully we can hold the line, as they say. 5-star athlete Amir Sears has reclassified for the class of 2028 to the class of 2027. He is committed to stay home at the U. The receiver/defensive back will play his senior season at Christopher Columbus High School. So that 2027 class looking to be a big one for Mario Cristobal. Of course, he's not so much worried about that right now as they get ready for practice starting on Tuesday. Tomas Nosek has left the Panthers and will play for his home country of Czechia for one of their league teams next season. He has spent the past 2 years with the Cats. Registration for the 25th annual Miami Marathon opens today. The race will be held January 31st, downtown Miami. Sold out last year. Probably going to sell out this year. So get ready. Big Ten, SEC have thrown support behind the Protect College Sports Act, which would attempt to limit NIL deals in college sports. Senate, though, may just go to recess before voting on the bill. So at least the Big Ten and the SEC now have joined the ranks of trying to get some type of clarity to the NIL deals, although I don't know if that's even possible at this point because NIL deals are just weird. Remember the days of the NIL, Vlad, where players actually went out to car washes and, burger joints? Not anymore. Now they're like, yeah, just give me the money. Get out of here. Have you noticed that?
Good old days.
The day of the NIL where they showed up at the Raising Cane's chicken fingers and signed autographs.
Where the cheerleaders are cheerleading?
Yeah. But
okay.
nowadays it just seems like NIL is just give me the money. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's always about giving me the cash.
But I mean, like, I don't think a lot of the players do things anymore, like, name, image, and likeness deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't. Maybe I'm just not going to or hearing about it as much, but
Maybe not.
They don't go out as much as I initially like. Oh, the whole offensive line is sponsored by. I'm trying to think of CC's Pizza Buffet, and they're going to be eating on Friday. Come say hi. Like, I don't hear about that anymore.
Nah, you're skipping that because that used to be little brown paper bag money that those places would give you. Nah, this is going straight to direct deposit. This is straight to your account. 7 figures.
There was a day in college football where, like, let's say if you're an offensive lineman, you go to CC's all you can eat pizza buffet, and they're like, yeah, just go ahead and eat the pizza for free. That was a violation. Remember that?
Yes.
And that was a violation. That used to be. I one time, I'm not going to name the LSU player. He was a famous one. I was working at a Raising Cane's, and I gave him a free cold drink, and they were like, that's a violation. I'm like, I gave the dude a free soda. They're like, that's a violation, man.
Nothing for free, baby.
Yeah, and the guy said, like, all Americans don't get discounts. I said, oh, yeah, man, here, take a free soda. I unknowingly helped him violate NCAA rules.
You a violator.
3 cents worth of soda, Vlad. If that takes LSU down, man, I'm in trouble.
Remember when what's his name? Remember when Bron got in trouble with the Hummer?
Yes. He was a high school kid, and his mom bought it.
His mom, well, yeah, I mean, something happened. But remember when you know now that would be nothing right now, right? That would be like the norm.
Yeah.
That's the thing I hate. A lot of things that were people got in trouble, universities, players, whatnot, back in the days. Now it's normal. They should go back and be like, you know what, we were wrong for punishing you or the institution for something now that is just law now.
You can't retroact, man.
Nah, well, yeah. I don't know, man. You can retroact. Give me that fine back, B.
We were talking to an NIL agent the other day, and then I don't know how much we were talking about 5-star athlete Amir Sears here in South Florida. Now, I don't know how much he makes, but one NIL agent was telling us most 5-star athletes by the time they graduate from high school have made $1 million at least.
Cool. And if you notice now, a lot of these players are saying $100 million. You can't even survive off $100 million.
That is crazy. I'm all for it. I'm all for it because if I was a 17-year-old kid and I could make $1 million, I would. Heck, as a grown man, if I could make $1 million, I would. But just can't sling that football just quite well enough.
Ooh,
I got no eligibility left either, too.
All right, careful what you're slinging.
Slinging a football.
All right, you're having a tough time saying football.
I was gonna say biscuit.
Oh, well, okay.
Different terms, same thing.
Well, whatever you're buttering.
Butter your biscuits, which I do. Let's go ahead and take a step into the day spot.
Yeah, you can butter your biscuits at the day spot.
Oh, this one's good.
Oh, yeah?
A drag show.
Oh, no.
Featuring RuPaul.
Oh, go.
At Canada's Cowboys Music Festival, broke the record for largest crowd at a drag show with 7,423 attendees. Really? That's the largest drag show ever? 7,423 attendees? I think they could break that tonight over in Wilton Manors, right? I've been to some pretty largely attended drag shows. 7,423 at a country music festival, lad.
Hey, yo.
There's no shame in going to a drag show. I'm secure in my manhood. I don't mind it. I think they're interesting. I like drag shows. I'm serious. If you're a man or a woman who's been to some drag shows and has no shame in it, let us know. 305-567-0560.
It's Pat.
You can jump on the YouTube or Twitch. Let us know. I had neighbors that were drag queens, and we used to go out and support by going to some of the shows.
It's Pat.
I get those tips, a $1 bill tip.
Hey, yo.
That $1 bill. No, you don't do it like that. You don't do it like that. You hand them a $1 bill. You hand the lady a $1 bill. It's done in all, what would be the word? It's very just sincere. $1 bills. Or however much you want to give. Look, there's no, like the NIL, there's no limit on how much you can tip a drag queen. Keep that in mind. He got some decision making to do. They got some players they need to fill out the roster. Should they go out with the old and with the new and with the new and with the old? We'll discuss that next here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
WQAM broadcasting live.
So it's old news that the Miami Heat did not land LeBron James. Moving on. We'll see you in Philadelphia when you come down here.
Are you over it? You finally over it?
I haven't thought about it since like Monday or Tuesday, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you were emotional.
Thought it was a bad move.
Mm.
And now he's going to be helicoptering in and out of Philadelphia because he doesn't want to live there.
Okay.
He just wants to play there. He's going to live in New York and helicopter in and out. And I've done the math. A typical drive commute from New York to Philadelphia is about an hour, 45 minutes, depending on traffic. A helicopter flight is 40 minutes. So you're saving an hour both ways. Some of the Philly fans are taking a little exception that LeBron wants to play in their city, but not live in their city. That's their problem. You guys deal with that. Like I said, I wish you no good. But the Heat.
You scarred.
I'm not. I said I wish you no good. I don't wish the Philadelphia 76ers ever good no matter who's on the team. And I don't dislike Joel Embiid. I don't dislike Tyrese Maxey. I don't dislike Jaylen Brown. I don't dislike LeBron James. I don't dislike VJ Edgecombe. I actually like the guys individually. I just don't like the team. There you go. But no, we got to worry about the Heat, man. We got to fill out this roster. And the Heat, they're trying to fill this thing out with some not sign trades, some buyouts and some buy-ins and some trades and some whatnot. So let's go through some of them right now. Of course, one of the names that's been on the list the whole time, Klay Thompson. Does Klay Thompson, Vlad, as a Heat player, interest you? They need shooting.
I could see him pulling up to the arena in his boat.
In his boat.
Yeah. Klay would be killing down here, boy.
This would have to be a buyout situation with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes, either buyout or a trade. He only has 1 year left, so for both parties, it would be great. The Heat would love a 1 year deal with Klay.
Yes.
Then they can add his money, take his money off the books next season. When, if you remember, Riles was looking at the summer of 2027 as a year to make moves to sign some big free agents. I could see Klay being there. I see it working better with Giannis with the Miami Heat than his current situation with Dallas. He was brought to Dallas thinking that he was going to play with Luka and Kyrie, and then it never happened. It never materialized. So Klay going to Miami is great. I just don't know if he's not the same two-way player that people thought he was. So Please don't say, "Oh, you're getting a great two-way player." And he's very limited mobility, at least to me, from what I saw than the Klay that we were accustomed to seeing him. But that's over, 14, 15 years of basketball that he's played.
Yep. You're speaking my language. He brings shooting, albeit not the sharp shooting he used to be, but nobody's the man they used to be. He does bring you a little bit of defense, although he's not the defender he used to be. He brings you also very good, kind of meshes well with the Giannis, the Bam, and what you're trying to do.
Fits what we know Riley and Spo love, the vets.
But that's one of his problems, though. He is a vet.
He's a vet, playoff vet, a guy, championship.
But as positive as that is, it's also a negative. He's a little long in the tooth.
But everybody's long in the tooth on this roster.
He doesn't have much knees left.
You flipped it. Remember, you flipped from being one of the youngest teams in the league last season to now being one of the older teams in the league. You're trying to win now. You're not playing for another couple of years. You're trying to win now. So a guy like him, he knows what's the situation. He'd be able to insert immediately, and
But I think all in all, for a year, Klay Thompson's
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson's a good deal. I think so.
But yeah, especially if it's a buyout and you're getting him on the cheap.
Right. Now, what about DeMar DeRozan? That's been a lot of the talk.
See, DeMar's weird because DeMar's a bona fide scorer.
He
still can get you buckets.
He's the fifth active scorer in the league, by the way.
Behind what? Bron, Durant. Those are like top four right there.
Harden, Westbrook,
and Curry.
And right there, yeah. So he's fifth or sixth, something like that.
Okay.
But nonetheless, he's a scorer. Now, does he fit, though, is the question a lot of people are trying to figure.
Well, he's not a three-point shooter, but he's going to get you to midi. But when you have Giannis and Bam in the paint, is that going to clog up the lane?
Exactly.
But the problem with
you don't exactly get a lot more shooting.
But the problem with the Heat last season is they didn't have a guy that can get his own bucket. And here's the problem. Without getting Bron, and you don't have a guy who can set up for others and get his own shot. As great as Giannis is, you don't really want Giannis down with the ball down the stretch of games for the simple fact he's not a great free throw shooter. And if they collapse the lane, he's pretty much has said no more jump shooting, especially the 3-point shot. He don't even take the 3-point shot anymore. So you need to give the ball to the likes of in Milwaukee when they went for their championship run, like a Chris Middleton or a Drew Holiday, but more so was Middleton. You need something like that with the Heat. Is it Andrew Wiggins? I don't think so. Would it be a DeMar DeRozan? Yeah.
Does the inside the three-point line just get too crowded when you have Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo? And no, Andrew Wiggins will shoot threes, but he is more of a mid-range type of guy. And you get
slasher.
And you get DeMar DeRozan. Does that start kind of clogging up the?
Well, DeMar's not going to slash the lane, but he wants to work in the mid. He's got areas on the offensive end that he wants to operate, and so that can clog it up. Especially if both guys like the ball a certain side, like they want it from the right elbow. You can't have both him and Giannis at the right elbow, and then nobody's going to be taking a shot from the outside because that's not their strength.
But once again, I think that's something that could work with, especially Eric Spoelstra scheming it up, although I don't know how of a perfect fit it is, but it could be a Band-Aid or a fit for a short period of time. Now, the other name being thrown out, and he's always been thrown out, but I don't know. Bradley Beal, a possibility for Germany.
Bro. I mean, personally, I'm going to be like, no, that's enough of that. Enough.
I don't know if Bradley Beal is somebody that the Heat should even be considering.
I think it's enough. Enough of the Bradley Beal.
He had a very silent season last year.
Yeah,
he had 8 points last year for the Clippers. Averaged 8 points last year for the Clippers.
I would be done with that.
I mean, even at a league minimum, is that something that you want?
No, because he's always hurt. Even if it is on the cheap skis, but you still want. Even if it's on the cheap skis, you still want, dude. You know what I mean? Like you still want them. You want to see him do something.
Dude, he played 6 games last year. 6. He averaged 8 points in those 6 games. I don't even think he should be in the conversation. His salary for 2026, $5.6 million. No way.
I still think that's too much.
That's what I'm saying. No way. He'd need to let that one go, man. Just don't even answer that phone call, man. He's not the scorer he used to be. He's not the player he used to be. He's not healthy like he used to be. What's the advantage of taking Bradley Beal?
There isn't.
There's no advantage, right? Am I missing something?
There isn't.
He's 33 years old, plays like he's 43 years old. No, man. Coming off just a 6-game season last year for the Clippers. Celtics apparently also in pursuit of Bradley Beal. Okay. Celtics and they've had an offseason of good decisions, so why not? Maybe sign Bradley Beal. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you can think of that maybe the Heat should be targeting? That it's realistic.
Well, it all depends on what they have to offer. You know what I mean? Because I've been saying this for months. I really think Kyrie would be, if you had Kyrie and Giannis and Bam, now you're talking different now. Now you're really talking title contention.
But is there any way they could realistically?
You would have to trade for him, or he would have to be brought out and have to go there. I think Masai Ujiri, he's a great general manager. He knows that he can get some type of value for Kyrie. And he's hoping that he can get some type of value for Clay instead of just buying him out or just letting him go. So
what do we have left, though?
You don't have much left.
That's what I say.
You have the mid-levels, but a lot of these guys that you got to get have to be they have to be mid-level guys. You know, they got to be guys that have been let go, brought out, and will accept the vet minimum or the vet mid-level.
Are we going to see another reuniting with Chris Middleton and Bam Adebayo?
No, because Chris Middleton signed.
He's done.
He signed already.
Okay.
He signed back with Washington.
He's with the Wizards?
Yeah.
Wow. He was averaging 10 points a game last year. But, could be some instant.
I mean, everybody you're going to get is going to be in the 1 year cheap.
Yeah. That's the point we're at with the Miami Heat. And all you can hope for is second-round rookie Ryan Conwell to make a splash and score some points and shoot some threes. It happened with Pelle Larsson. Pelle Larsson was a good second-round pickup. We'll see how it goes. So right now, yeah, is the best fit Klay Thompson? It's the one I feel most confident about.
Klay makes sense because you need it. It fills out the needs. It
Right.
fills the needs. You need an outside shooter. He's one of the best outside shooters in league history. You need a guy who's a vet, who knows, who you can trust, who's smart, who's been in the fire already, and he's a champion. So you have that.
And that's what Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra like too, that type of DNA.
Well, especially on a team like this, because people expecting you to contend like myself in 27, 26, 27. I mean, 27, 28.
So this is a 1-year tryout, basically.
But
if
they don't believe that. They feel like they can contend this year.
I think they can too.
Okay, so then if you're going to do that, you need the work. You need the people. And the people that you need are guys that you could throw in there that have been through it, like a Klay Thompson.
That sounds right. Okay. So we're out on Bradley Beal. We're pretty much in on Klay Thompson.
Bradley Beal, yo, fam, he hasn't played more than 30 games in how many seasons?
Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
No, the year before that, he had a pretty decent run.
What run? In Phoenix?
He played 53 games in Phoenix.
He missed most of the season.
53 games, 17 points a game.
And how that turned out?
It was not very good.
Exactly.
Didn't they boo him off the court a couple times?
Dude, yeah, it was all bad. I'm
not even joking. They booed him off the court in Phoenix at one point.
It was all bad.
No trade clause. Get out of here. Remember that whole talk about the no trade clause of Bradley Beal?
Yeah. He's going to get his bread.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, there's 3 levels to it. We like Klay Thompson. We like DeMar DeRozan for the right price. We don't like Bradley Beal. So now the Heat just have to make something happen because the season is growing closer and closer. It's going to be October before you know it, Vlad. It's already August 1st. And we do know the Heat have, we don't know, but the Heat have 5 or 6 preseason games, and one of them is going to be in Quebec City against the Toronto Raptors to open up preseason.
And here's the other thing now with the Heat. With the Kawhi Leonard trade not happening, that also moved them up now because many people thought Toronto might have moved up past Miami, but now that the Kawhi Leonard trade doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Now that moves you up as well.
It does. It does make you closer to the top.
It moves you up. You don't have to worry. This might not be a team you have to worry about to try to get one of the six spots.
You might not have to worry about as much. Yeah.
And mind you, they busted your ass last season too.
They're a good team, man, without Kawhi Leonard, but they're a really good team with Kawhi Leonard. So, yeah, we're going to figure it all out, man. We got a couple more months to figure it all out, and we will. Up next, we're going to figure it all out with Something or Nothing here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Let's get it going. Something or nothing, where I run through some of the headlines and my cousin Vladimir Lewisson lets me know whether it is something or nothing at all. Cam Scattaboo. He's a running back for the New York Giants. He recently admitted that he does dumb stuff, but he's going to learn from it and not do as many dumb things. Something or nothing, Vlad.
It's something. Hopefully it's something that he learns.
He's kind of referencing at the Fanatics Fest, he decided to prove to the world that his recently operated on ankle was okay.
No, yeah, and he did a backflip and he almost messed up the ankle again.
Yeah, and also the way he plays is a little cavalier too.
Listen, he's Captain CTE, ready to happen.
He and Jackson Dart, man. Goodness gracious. But Cam Scattaboo, very talented guy, by the way, as far as football is concerned, but a little loose with his actions. So that's something. All right. A different type of Giants. The San Francisco Giants have suspended pay for outfielder Harrison Bader following a scooter crash.
Yeah.
So he messed up his ankle. He was on the injured reserve, hurt his ankle further on a scooter crash. Now, here's what makes things more interesting about his suspension without pay. He was batting a paltry $170 before the injury, getting paid 2 years, $20.5 million. Something or nothing, Vlad.
It's something bad, B. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing bad.
You're getting scooter crashes.
And you're getting scooter crashes that's costing you money. That's not good, bro.
It's a bad look. I mean, I'll say that.
It's a bad look all the way around.
And, I like to say this. Like, I love when these players, they don't listen to their contract and they ride motorcycles and scooters. They are humans, too. And look, Vlad, I'm the first person I'm not supposed to be doing something. I do it anyway. So I can't really blame him for getting on a scooter. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen to you on a scooter? Oops. It's all good until it actually does happen.
Dude, I mean, some of the injuries you hear that athletes have, you're like, how the hell did that happen? Even locally here with the Panthers and the burning, I was like, wait, what?
Barbecue.
You hear somebody's missing a start because he hurt himself in the bathroom, getting out the shower.
Yeah.
Something like that. We've heard of that. Just weird injuries.
It's weird, but yeah, some of these contracts have that you can't ride motorcycles, you can't ride, you can't do these types of extreme sports and all this stuff. Some of these guys, they just don't care. Are like me, like, I'm not going to get caught. I'm not going to get hurt.
That's why they all think.
Until you get caught or hurt. And then all of a sudden it's
and
like,
now you got to explain it.
And then you're like, why are you so stupid? And you ask yourself, yeah, why am I so stupid? Oh. But yeah, batting a paltry 170 and making roughly $10.25 million a year. That's tough, man. Now he's not going to make that much because he's been suspended without pay. Lollapalooza Day 3 is happening today up in Chicago, Vlad. Something or nothing?
It's nothing. Who's performing?
Oh, I mean, Karol G's performing tomorrow. I know that.
Okay.
They had Smashing Pumpkins last night with guest appearance by Olivia Rodrigo. Lollapalooza is one of the things I'd love to do, man. Grant Park right there in Chicago. Perry Farrell, my hero, founded it. Man. But I'm not going, man. Too much. You've been out to Coachella, haven't you? The big three are Coachella, Bonnaroo, and Lollapalooza.
Been around Coachella. I've never gone.
Never gone. Okay. It's a see and be seen, man, out in the desert. Indio, California, the Polo Grounds. Now 2 weekends. Woo! I love Lollapalooza.
I like to bathe.
And no, man, you got to live that lifestyle. You get the tent, you get your crew, you go out there, you do whatever you got to do to get ready for the day of music, and then you just groove out to music all day, man.
I like to bathe.
One of the best things in the world is music festivals, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That's nice.
You can bathe. You don't have to. Well, at some of these festivals, you do have to stay on the grounds, but there's other ones where you can go back to the room, the hotel, and stuff like that. Bathe and clean up and do whatever you want to do at night. But just saying. Okay, you're not a Lollapalooza fan. Did you see punk rock legend Patti Smith recently met Pope Leo the 14th at the Vatican? Something or nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing for me.
That's Patti Smith.
Nothing for me.
That's Pope Leo. Meeting of the minds.
You want me to say in Creole? I ain't pooing.
Okay, man. I thought that was something that was cool. What a photo. 13-year-old Northwest has canceled 14 dates on her upcoming tour. Something or nothing.
You talking about Kanye's child?
Kanye and Kim's child. 13-year-old Northwest has canceled her 14 date tour.
Yeah, it's something. What the hell is a 14-year-old doing a 14-day tour? What is she do?
My other question: who's buying a 13-year-old ticket?
Oh, there's some weirdos. There's some weirdos.
Are those the super?
No. She might have a following of other 13-year-olds.
Of other weird Kanye West fans?
Well, yeah.
Kanye West got some weird fans, man.
That goes without saying.
I mean, the way they I don't want to get into the way they justify his actions.
That goes with that thing.
But what are you doing tonight, Vlad? Oh, there's this 13-year-old Northwest. She's Kanye and Kim's daughter. I bought a ticket to go see her perform. She just released an EP. Sure, it's fantastic, by the way. Of course, you shouldn't be punished for the sins of your father. So I hope Northwest has a great career in whatever she does decide to do. But she's not going to be on tour because she canceled all those tour dates. You're going to like this one, Vlad. A wound care clinic nurse. He was out on a nice little hike in Montana. He impaled himself on a pole out in the middle of nowhere, pole right through the shoulder. So what does he do? Like a good wound care clinic nurse, he hikes 10 miles to the nearest medical tent and gets the pole taken out of his arm. Something or nothing.
Wait, he walked 10 miles with the pole. First of all, how do you get a pole in your arm?
Yeah, come on, bro.
How do you impale a pole in your arm?
And whoop. But he stayed calm. 10 miles. That is a hike. First of all, 10 miles is a hike. Second of all, 10 miles with a pole in your arm or your shoulder or whatever you want to call it. That's a real hike. I got to give him props.
That's crazy, bro. That is absolutely crazy.
I mean, I guess you give him props. I mean, you did get impaled, though. That is, you kind of work in that field. The irony, though.
You think? Pole irony? Yeah, you working right now, bud.
Yeah, I would have just self-administered to myself. Like, all right, so see how this goes. Finish this hike out. Finish the hike. Last but not least, a new study shows 8 of 10 young British people would rather go do outdoor activities than go clubbing or out to bars. Something or nothing.
They rather go what?
Do outdoor activities like hiking.
I'd rather go clubbing.
Then 8 out of 10 too. What is our world coming to, Vlad?
They rather go chase Pokemons.
They would rather go on a hike or do an outdoor activity than go to a club. I mean, what's happening with the youth of this world?
I don't know. You tell me.
When I was growing up, you lived club night. The reason you love, as Clip said, club night, one of the reasons I love life. Man.
I don't know what these kids are doing now.
It's true. I go on all these sites, Vlad. I don't want to get too deep into it. Every single one. Want to travel, want to be outdoors, want to be one with nature. I'm like, is that really what your whole thing is? Like, really? Pictures at the Grand Canyon, all this stuff. I'm like, how about live life and don't think about this next vacation or this next hike or this next kayak trip that you have. When it boils down to it, hiking and kayaking is cool. It's not an obsession of mine.
No.
I'm trying not to be obsessed with anything anymore, to be honest with you. I'm trying to be balanced.
I hope so.
But I mean, kayaking is okay. Have you ever kayaked?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I have. No, let me take that back.
Once again, you summed it up right there with, yeah, I have.
Yeah, it was
it's cool. It's cool.
It was what it was.
It's cool. I mean, cool. You decide to go kayaking, you go kayaking. I'm not knocking it, but I'm not one of these people like, oh, I could do this all the time, every day of my life, all the time. Now, clubbing or going to a bar at least, I can do that every day for the rest of my life. Give me a lot of trouble. I'll be broke as hell, but well, okay. Well, we got 1 more hour left. Well, no, we don't have 1 more hour left of the show. We got 30 more minutes.
30 minutes.
We got to step aside because we're going to get Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, the whole team getting you ready for the Marlins and the Mets up in New York City. But we got 30 more minutes with you, so hold tight. For Vladimir Lewisall, I am Dan Day. This is Sports Day 104.3 FM, WQAM.
WQAM-FM and HD1 Miramar, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM-AM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of the five-time national champion Miami Hurricanes, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, the three-time NBA champion Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes basketball, and now the new home of the two-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Over the journey of this show, we've come to the conclusion that this is a pretty important Marlins game coming up in about an hour from now against the New York Mets. Vlad was talking about not a lot of room to slip up now in the wild card race. You can't have any losing streaks. You have to compile as many W's as possible if you want to keep pace with the teams that are in the wild card. I think it's also important because a strong showing today, tomorrow, I guess today and tomorrow would really help you towards not moving anybody at the trade deadline. If you really get blown out these next 2 days, you start kind of looking around like, well, if there's a good deal for Otto Lopez, might want to take it. So this is a very important game, although it seems like, it's just, around 500 team that's trying to win a game on the road against the rival Mets. But actually, Vlad, this is a pretty serious game right here for the Marlins in the context that you and I have both put it in.
Yeah, it's because right now, when they were on their winning streak, management said, we're going to be buyers.
And Sandy's not going anywhere.
Since then, they struggled.
Lesson learned. Don't say anything.
So then now, because of that 12-game losing streak, you put them in a situation is, do they buy, do they stay, or do they sell? You have guys that will definitely help contending teams. So, and is there going to be a new voice next season? Is there everything going to change? Because, with the Marlins, there's always things happening. Things are happening. Things are changing. So it's a very interesting. It's a very interesting next couple of games because the deadline's Monday.
Right, Monday 6:00.
So
Eastern PM
after Monday, because it's usually July 31st, but they stretch it to August 3rd. After August 3rd, you got to that's the roster you have.
So I don't think they're going to make any serious moves, but I could be wrong. The guys I feel as though that could be traded.
You don't think they're going to add? You think if there's anything they're going to do, they'll give?
I do think that. Or like they might get some type of bullpen pitcher at some point for a prospect or something like that. But the guys that I could see possibly moving and helping contending teams are, of course, the two bats in the lineup that are batting very well. And they've even said they're fielding offers on Otto Lopez and Xavier Edwards. I could also see Pete Fairbanks being traded because of the big salary, and some team might see a closer in him that see something they like and say, hey, look, he's had a long track record of being a good closer, and he has his moments where he's not always a great closer, but a lot of teams think they could maybe work with that. We'd like to dump some of that salary off. So, I could see him also moving. Other than that, I think it's pretty set as far as, what we have and who we're going with. Those are the big names. Of course, there could be some middle relievers in there, like a Lake Bacher or something like that could be moved. We don't know. All we know is we get the Mets today, and we'll keep an eye on the whole situation. And, of course, the game's coming up in just a few minutes. You saw the other day, Caitlin Clark, or not the other day, last night.
Caitlin Clark's been balling last
I ain't gonna lie, though. She's a baller, man. She had a triple-double.
I love how her and her tag team partner are the most hated tag team in all of the WNBA. Her and Sophie. And they seem to love it. Like, the fans are booing them and, saying this, that, and whatever to them, and they seem to love it. That just brings their game up to another level. So I like it. I like this. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the WNBA. A lot of drama.
They've really refined the sport from what it used to be. It seems like now they've kind of hit their what do you call it? Not pace, but they really kind of hit their sweet spot, and they're promoting it, and the way they play is. Seems like
there's personalities. There's more personalities than what the media would like to put in front of you all the time. And so, I mean, listen, Caitlyn is the star, but they like to shove Caitlyn in your face a lot. And you're getting to see that there's other personalities, other great players, but with personalities as well.
Oh yeah, and I think maybe that was the WNBA.
Welcome back, Nafise. I love that.
You're calling.
Oh my God!
By the way, her team is unbelievable. My favorite team in the WNBA.
I think I love the Lynx. Other than
awesome.
I love the Liberty, but other than the Liberty, the Lynx are fun.
And they can score.
Olivia Miles, Kayla McBride,
they can score.
Feezy.
Yeah, they were doing good without
Feezy,
right? And then she comes back and just. They're a really good team. They're a very good team. But I think
whatchamacallit, you have the Wings, Dallas Wings.
Yes.
I love Paige
Beckers,
AZ Fudd.
I love that name.
Jessica Shepard's a hell of a ball player. Yeah, I like what's going on.
And
man.
what's going on in San Francisco over with the Valkyries is very good too. They're a good team.
Yeah, man. And I love betting on the WNBA. That's the easy money.
I think this is the thing. The WNBA for so long, I think, just wanted to be taken so seriously. They lost track that it's also not just being taken serious as a sport. You're also entertaining. You have to be entertaining. You have to be fun to watch. And I think now they've hit that kind of good sweet spot where they're still very, very top flight athletes that are taken very, very seriously, but they also are letting a little more personality show, kind of letting, and I mean, for lack of a better term, kind of letting it all hang out, and just have some fun. And it's fun to watch. The characters are great. Asia Wilson's fun also. You see her going around, and it seems like they've let more of their hair down and let their personality show, and it's been fun, and they're scoring more. I'm telling you what Minnesota Lynx are doing, scoring 100-something points a game.
Oh, the Fever scored 100 points like 4 consecutive games in a row.
That's going to start bleeding down. It's going to become a thing, and they're going to see ratings going up because of a whole lot of scoring, and a lot of people like it. It's going to be like the NBA with threes. They're going to see that, this is a way to prosperity, and you're going to see more of that, and you're going to see a lot of good characters, and you're going to see teams kind of pushing to the forefront their characters, because it is fun to watch Caitlin Clark. It's fun to watch the big personalities going out there and getting after it, and the crowd's booing them and they're trying to get louder. I can't hear you and everything like that. It's fun when they go after each other. So yeah, Caitlin Clark triple-doubled last night. So she's getting healthy and she's playing really, really well. It's been a fun season so far. So we shall see. Of course, we're still trying to figure out what the Miami Heat here in Miami and South Florida are going to do. We've agreed that Bradley Beal is probably not your best option. That flirtation has ended, and we move on. Marlins big game. Heat moving on. Dolphins got practice tomorrow. Have practice tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Like I said, get right with the Lord, and then get some football in your life. Go out there to the practice facility right next to the stadium and check out our guys. We have our guys that'll be out there, boots on the ground. And then Miami Hurricanes getting practice started on Tuesday, 1 month before their first game. So they start August 4th. They play September 4th.
Yeah, full month.
Palo Alto.
That's fun.
Stanford, 9 o'clock at night. So
it's a Friday night.
It's a Friday night game.
You know where I'll be, right? If I'm not there or if I'm not working, I might go meet you at Duffy's.
I'm going to be probably working here, but yeah, we'll see. That'd be the fun place to watch it, though. Duffy's is always a good time on a Friday night. Yeah. Labor Day weekend. Yeah. That's a good time, man. That is a good time. Yeah. College football will be here. I mean, it's already almost here before you know it, but it's going to be great, man. And you see all these guys. Jerry Jones is still out there getting things done. I see on TV right now.
Jera. I thought he was win this year.
I thought he was old back when they won their Super Bowls in the 90s. Now, oh, goodness. That's how much I've changed. Dude. I thought he was old. He was young back then.
He was like, what, 55? When the last time they won? 97?
I want to
95?
Something like that.
95 has been 31 years. Right?
Man.
How old is Jared now? Like 86?
Yeah.
He old, man. He old.
But he keeps it going, dude. Keeps it going. We got our owner, Stephen Ross. He's a younger owner, I guess.
Boss Ross.
That man, what a great investment he got with the Dolphins. He wouldn't sell for nothing. Now he's got his family involved. His family's going to take over when he's out. I just want some wins, baby. I don't need a ton of wins this year, although that would be nice. I know Omar Kelly at one point said everything goes right. And he stressed everything goes right for this Dolphins team. They can win 9-10 games this year. Joe Rose was infuriated, by the way. Now, Omar did preface it by,
you know how crazy it is to say if everything goes right,
everything has to go right, and that also
you still lose half the games that you play.
But that also includes everything going wrong for pretty much every team.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, for everything to go right, if everything goes right for the Dolphins this season, they still may only win half their games.
Yeah. That's where we're at, Vlad. You and I did a little Q&A session earlier about the Dolphins, and we didn't like the questions, and we really didn't like the projected answers that we had. And, we keep it a buck, unfortunately, sometimes. And everybody comes up to me and says, what's going to happen with this Dolphins team? I give you the coach speak. I go, well, there's a lot of unknowns with the team. We don't know how these rookies are going to play. They have
it's not even an exciting unknown.
No.
Like there's some unknown you're excited about. You're like, oops, I wonder what this is going to be. It's not even exciting. It's like, okay.
So basically you have 23, 8 and 13 is 22. No, 21.
Wait, what you said? 8 and 13?
Yeah.
That's
so you
21.
have 21. So you basically have 21 or so rookies on the team. That was
That's not good.
Second year guys.
40% of your roster.
I know. But you got 21 guys that have been drafted over the past year, coming back to the last draft and then the previous draft. So you got 13 in this draft, 8 in the previous draft. So that's 21 guys that are really, really young. And I always say, if they overperform, you got hope. Malik Willis, he's had 6 starts. If he performs the way Jeff Hafley and Jon-Eric Sullivan believe he can, you got some stuff. When you come to me and you ask me about the wide receiver room, Vlad, and you come to me and ask me about the cornerbacks, and you come to me and ask me about the safeties and stuff like that, I tell you, Chris Johnson's got some hope over there from San Diego State as a rookie. But I'm here to tell you, I'm trying to spin some hope.
Wait, it's not the same. It can't.
Chris Bell.
Fam, remember last season when we were talking about the secondary?
And it ended up being okay. I thought it was okay. Better than we thought.
You always see things half full.
Okay, well, better than we expected. Although, I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, it was exactly what I expected.
I ain't gonna lie. Jack Jones, he's not on the team anymore, right? So I can say this.
No, I don't believe so.
I really think his mentality was they can't call me for holding every single play. So he just held every single play.
Well, that's what coaches always tell you too. They can't call foul. They can't call holding. Yes, they can.
I mean, and once again, Vlad, you know how I watch these games. I don't watch it as a fan sitting back, relaxing, drinking a Prestige.
Nah, you got your pad and your pen.
I'm writing everything down.
Notes.
Dude,
I do that.
Jack Jones held on. Of course, you look through the past with a broken mirror or camera in your mind. He held on 75% of the plays that he was involved in last year.
So hopefully he's hoping 75% of the time they don't call it.
And he only got called on it like 25% of the time. So he got away with 50 of them.
No, he got away with 75% of it. If he only got called, 100% of the times, he's going to hold 75% of the time. So if they call the quarter percentage of the time, he's good. He'll take 3 out of 4.
We can't rely on that this year, Vlad. That the refs won't call it every time. Might have to.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, so you asked me about the wide receiver room. I'm going to tell you that hopefully Chris Bell gets healthy and is a steal of the draft, which some people have projected that he might be. That's my optimism for the wide receivers room.
All right.
And Devon Achane is not a wide receiver, so don't come at me. He's our best wide receiver. He's a running back. He's going to catch a lot of passes. Greg Dulcich, not a wide receiver. He's a tight end. They like Greg Dulcich a lot, apparently. He was the first person they signed.
Oh, yeah. He's another one of those guys.
Again,
he's another one of the guys that has to he's a pillars. He's one of the pillars. He's brought back. He was brought back.
Greg Dulcich is a pillar?
Yes, he's a pillar. He was brought back.
He was the first person they signed, right out the gate.
All right, so then he's a pillar.
Diamond in the rough. Wasn't he on the practice squad for the Giants or something like that? That's where we found him last year. He came over mid-year. I think he was a practice squad guy.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. He got a contract. Zach Sealer, Aaron Brewer, Devon Achane, Jordan Brooks. Can we say Malik Willis is a pillar?
No.
He's just our quarterback.
He's just your quarterback.
Greg Dulcich, Terrell Dotson, a.k.a. Cam Dotson, or just Cam, as I call him. I don't know why that came out earlier. Too much, not enough coffee, I guess.
Nah, I guess.
That's it. That's the pillars, man.
The pillars of your community, your Dolphin community.
Once again, people ask me, what's this year going to be like? And I just tell you those things, man. That's all I can tell you. Because we don't know. We don't know. But if everything goes right, I'll leave it at that. No, don't dig any deeper. I just said if everything goes right.
Okay.
So we'll get ready. We've got camp, man. And then the Hurricanes, I will tell you, if everything goes right, buckle up. It's going to be fun. I can tell you that with confidence that if this Hurricanes team, everything goes right, we can buckle it up and get ready for that. The Heat, I also think, are going to be contenders in the East, although the East is loaded. Man, there is no easy stretch over there in the East. Even the Wizards are trying to make moves. I'm not saying there are, but I'm just saying trying to make moves.
You're right. You're right.
We'll see. And the Marlins fighting for that playoff spot. Big games coming up. Every game gets to be amplified at this point of the year for the Marlins, which is exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. Hope to get Max Meyer back. Sandy Alcantara. Jansen Junk looks like he's getting back into his junkie form. And, you wild. It's what he is. I love the guy, man.
I know. Clearly, I know that you do.
He's my favorite player on the team. Him and Xavier Edwards.
I like X, man. Love Otto. I like this team. It's just that, you know what's weird about this team? So many injuries as well, that there's certain guys you're seeing that when they're getting extensive playing time and you've seen what they can do. Like you've seen what Griffin has been doing. You've seen what Stowers is doing. It's like, damn, like they can all just put it together healthy and consistently. This team has players, man.
They do actually have players that play the right way, play hard. Jacob Marcy's trying to get to 200 as bad as he possibly can, batting average wise.
But you got Berto, you got Otto Lopez, you got guys, man. You got guys that could put the bat to ball, driving runs. It's just weird. They haven't been able to be healthy to consistently put it together.
And their pitching has been solid, I thought. We talked about the starting rotation, but you got Lake Bakker and what's his name?
Starting pitching is not bad.
Calvin Fachot.
Bullpen?
Calvin Fachot. There's parts. There's been bright spots. There's been low lights. I mean, I understand that. Pete Fairbanks, you never know what you're going to get. It's either lights out or lights out in the other direction where you're going to turn the lights on and go home.
It's meh.
Well, that's how most bullpens are until they're not. And then they go back to there, and then they go back, and then they go back, and then they go here. And then they go there. Still the best team in baseball by far. Los Angeles Dodgers. I wanted to say somebody else, but I can't do that.
People are upset that with our Greg Dulcich is a pillar of the Dolphin community.
You said that he was because they brought him back. You said, well, your definition of bringing him back is a pillar.
If you've been with the team more than 2 years,
and
you brought back, you're a pillar.
Well, he hasn't been with the team more than 2 years. He's been with the team half a season. So I thought you said if they bring you back, that means you're a pillar of the team because they did try to get rid of everybody, and they did get rid of everybody basically. It's going to be interesting to see. You know how we keep receipts. I'm interested to see what Jalen Waddle does in Denver because he's got a coach that can definitely display him in a great way. He doesn't have to be the number one.
That's a good point. I was talking to somebody about that. People kind of seem to forget what he was. His rookie year, he was number one. Then they brought in Tyreek, which made him become number two, and he had 2 great years being a wide receiver number 2 because your second best cornerback can't cover him. Then Tyreek had injuries and the whole situation with the quarterback and everything was going. It was just weird. Now you're right. He's with Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm. And he's got Bo Nix as quarterback.
And Bo Nix now finally has a number 1. I don't think Cortland Sutton was a number 1.
Man, Cortland Sutton's good, though.
Nah, he's all right. He's man.
He's had a good year last year.
But Cortland Sutton's really more of a number 2.
Do 2 2s make a 1?
No, because I think Waddle is a 1.
Okay.
I think Waddle is a 1, and I think the way that Sean Payton utilizes his receivers in that offense, he's going to put up wide receiver number 1 numbers.
I've seen Sean Payton turn
slant boy.
I've seen Sean Payton turn undrafted players into world beaters. He's got that ability. You give him someone like Jalen Waddle,
right? That's what I'm saying. You saying slant boy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting how former Dolphin players look.
Yeah,
in other teams, in other rosters.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye on Jalen Waddle. And I mean, I don't think we really wish him any angst or any. Nah, we're cool.
Nah, I don't got no.
I don't think we're mad at anybody.
Jalen Waddle's one of the few guys that would he was another guy that stand up in the locker and talk to you and answer your questions. And I would tell you this: he looked like he really wanted to share what's really going on, but he kept it pro. He kept it P, and he was like, "Nah."
But the Dolphins aren't in a position to really have any ill will towards anybody at this point, right? I mean, they don't wish anybody bad luck or anything like we do with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Mets and stuff like that.
But that's just South Florida hate.
Yeah, well, that's rivalries. Yeah. I mean, we don't love the Jets. We don't want the Jets to win a lot of games, but that's okay, too. Falcons, don't want them to do good either. Actually, you know what? We do, Vlad. I talked myself into it. We don't want to see Tua Tagovailoa do very well. We don't want to see the Falcons do very well. Not at all. So, no, we do have some pettiness still in us.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Wasn't Waddle the one that was scoring touchdowns when they dropped 70 on Denver's neck?
Devon Achane and Waddle scored some touchdowns in there.
That's funny.
But, yeah, I take that back. Maybe we do. Maybe we've learned a lot this past couple of hours. We'll be back tomorrow from noon to 1.
Hey, we got a mini.
We got some stuff to talk about, too, tomorrow. We're going to maybe break down these. We were talking about 10 players that need to produce this year in the NFL, or else they're going to be finding either new homes or
they're going to cause others to find new homes as well.
It's always the best way to do it. Don't lose your job. Get someone else to lose their job because of you. So we're going to talk about that. But I'm at an impasse. I don't know what I'm about to do. I could either stick around here and go to this concert tonight at Zay with LeClaire, or I can try to find my way home and hang out and listen to reggae music. I don't know. I'm lost. What do you have for the rest of the day?
I don't know either. I'm probably just going to head home and watch
SummerSlam?
Some WWE. I don't know. The weather's weird. Like, it doesn't know if it's going to rain or not.
Well,
I don't know. I might go to Belly. They have an old school up at Chemistry.
I was going to say, what is Belly? All I know is the movie.
It's a spot.
Oh, I just know the movie.
You know, it's the name of a club.
You're not supposed to get much rain except for at 4 o'clock.
Well, I mean, that's about to happen. 38 minutes.
Great. All right, Vlad. Well, let's do it tomorrow.
I'll be here.
I'll be here also. We'll be talking a little bit about these football players that could get themselves or other people fired. We'll talk about the Marlins. Hopefully they can put together a little winning streak to kind of combat that 12-game losing streak, and also kind of share some things up with the trade deadline looming on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And let's just get a win, Dave. Marlins, come on, make me feel good. I always feel a little bit better when the Marlins win. I know it's a long season, and I know in the grand scheme of things there's going to be wins and losses, but when they win, I just feel a little bit better. So give me some feel-good Marlins. Also some Buju Banton. That's one thing that will happen today, Vlad. I'm going to put some Buju on because there's always room for Buju, right?
Always.
Thank you very much. We agreed on one thing today, and we waited till the very end of the show, and we agree that you guys are great. We love you. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Chicago with the game winner. Look at that.
Possible. Over the Vegas Aces. Now it's a game winner. Yep. Chicago hit a buzzer. Oh, well, 1.9 seconds left.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about the Chicago Sky over the Las Vegas Aces in WNBA. Chicago's down big in that game, too. So 84-83, the final score. That's how you know it's not an Indiana Fever or a Minnesota Lynx game, because it would be like 112 to 110. WNBA, exciting, but more exciting, Marlins, Mets. Let's take down the Mets in Queens. That is going to be on next. For my cousin Vladimir Louison, I am Dan Day, and this is Sports Day on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Later, folks.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto